See the stream. See the game. I hear me. I hear you.
Woohoo!
We're cooking.
Excellent. It's a little washed out. I'm just messing with some things real quick.
Yeah, I gotcha.
There we go. That looks better. Welcome, everybody. Going to invite Mr. Alex now to this game.
I will arrive. Like, where is invitations gonna come on PS5? I don't even know.
Notification should be right next to game base.
Did you send it? Oh, I
Create
see.
party with Alex O'Neill. Okay. Okay. So we should be in the same party now?
Oh, I see. Should jump in here more.
It's not in shared media? No.
View voice chat. Scoutway, yep.
Okay, you are in the party now. Alright.
Yeah, from there you can, if you go to your party in game base, you can start screen share.
Okay, I view all parties.
You might just have to go to me.
Okay. I'm in the
'Cause-
party thing. I'm not seeing share screen.
Yeah, wow, it doesn't appear in this screen, but it appears in the other one. That's so weird. Maybe it's in that view voice chat thing. Yeah, you have to join a voice chat with me.
I thought I was already in one.
No, on the PSN. So if you go over
join.
to,
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then don't forget to mute your PlayStation microphone.
Okay, so now we're in a voice chat.
So then hit the PlayStation button once, and bring up your little cards, and then go to the first card should be voice chat party, and then the first thing.
Okay. I am attempting to share my screen with you.
Right, there we go. That pops. Watch share screen.
Start share play. Play with visitor. Okay. Cool.
There we go. I think that's it.
Okay. And who did you want? You wanted Judith, right?
Yeah, I was gonna roll with Judy.
Okay. Mode.
Oh, we're in your save file. Got it.
Okay. What do you want your? This
switch it to auto or
semi-auto.
Semi-auto. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then just do can you switch the down special to Luna Gale? And that should be good.
Okay. You need to rest. We're low on TP.
Gotta get that TP up.
Oh, and we have a scene too. Oh, this is where she gets attacked, I want to say.
No, because we have Judy in the party. Well, actually, it might be.
I guess I can't let things go either.
This is the only thing that's like cripplingly old about this game is it doesn't have auto advance.
Yeah. Oh, this is where we kill the dude. Do a little political assassination.
Oh yeah. Or try going left. I think this might be where Judy's going for a walk.
Oh, okay. Cosmos Judy.
Late night stroll?
Have you finished like played through all those games?
I've beaten Xenosaga Episode 1. I think I got far in Xenosaga 2, but I never beat the third one.
Yeah,
that's one of the series I want to beat. I do have all 3 of them complete on PS2.
Yeah, that was like one I really wanted to get in, but that was like another one when I was telling you like I didn't understand grinding.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like,
I remember when it first came out, I didn't quite get how it worked either. I remember having a really hard time with it. And then when I replayed it maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, okay, this isn't anywhere near as bad as I remember it being.
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to go back and have that. Because it had, I like the 2 like leading ladies of that game, Cosmos and whatever her face was.
Momo? Or Shion?
Maybe Shion. I think it's Shion.
Shion's the one that developed Cosmos.
The
redhead with the glasses.
Yeah, the redhead main lady. Yeah.
You mean between the Empire
She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
This world
Yeah, she was pretty sweet.
Pretty
cool.
Yeah, I guess so. It was you who
This world's always ravaged by some war or another.
You're pretty sharp if you were able to tell who it was I was after.
I'm just that kind of guy.
Okay, so this is after Bo attacked Estelle.
Also appeared because of Estelle.
Okay, this is Act 2.
Connection between them, between
Got it.
him and your partner?
It's hard to explain.
But you won't deny it, that you would come for her.
I'm afraid I'm not very good at lying.
All right, I won't ask any more questions.
Such a good game.
God, so
If
good.
it looks like you're going after her.
I'm really anxious to see what all they show and announce at the Tales of anniversary stream.
Yeah.
Excuse me, on the 15th.
You needn't worry.
They have to announce
I won't
ports
be doing that sort
of the
thing
old
again.
games.
You
Yeah,
have
I feel like a lot of folks are doing that
You mean
too
to?
right now, especially
Mhm.
like
What
the
can I say that
Trials of
will make you
Mana and
believe
stuff
me?
like finally coming out.
Yeah.
Even Fire Emblem 1, you know, like coming out. Is that out also?
Yeah, it came out on Friday.
Got it. Okay, grab that.
Yeah, it's like $6, I want to say.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All that different.
It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things I'll probably like never actually play, but I've always been curious about OG Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, I had the remake, the Shadow Dragon that came out on DS, but I hated
Yeah.
the look of the sprites, so I never really invested much time into it.
I didn't mind how it looked. I just like couldn't get into it.
Coming
Everything
from
after
the
Awakening.
really good pixel art from the GBA games to the kind of like pseudo mini 3D models for all the characters, it just lacked a lot of the charm. I feel like the other games had.
Sure.
So, but
I was actually very endeared to the Awakening little peg leg folks.
oh yeah, Awakening was fantastic. Like, but
that's our save file.
in oh, that is that. When you said I started up my save file, it totally didn't register.
Didn't register.
That
Do you want to go back to our save file?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It totally did not register that. Oh yeah, this isn't where we left off.
So I was saying like I
It was
think we just got Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, we're about to get Carol. Got it.
Okay. Who do you want?
I was playing Repeat.
Okay, and I was trying
You were
with
playing
Estelle. That's right.
Estelle, yeah.
Guess we can do this.
Can you control Rapide?
No.
Okay.
I'm still in like another menu that maybe I'm fucking up.
Um. Okay. I have it selected. Play your games together with visitor.
I wonder if it's something I'm doing. Not picture-in-picture. That's not what I want. This.
Repeat is set to semi-auto.
Yeah, try and go into the screen, like the share play screen, and try like uninviting me and then re-inviting me. Oh, there it just said play type change.
Okay, and then I'll change play mode back to play with visitor.
It just said play type change again.
Anything?
Yeah, I guess I'm like viewing like the stream right now. I need to do something else. I'll see what I can do on my end.
Oh, I see your little icon.
Oh, join as visitor. There we go.
There. Join the session.
To enjoy SharePlay, both you and the host must. There we go. Now I'm in. Now I'm really. Oh, whoa! It's running 60 FPS too. That's surprising. It's a lower resolution, but it's very smooth.
Nice.
Smoother than what I was watching. Okay, yeah. Now we're cooking. I have to remember how to play this game.
Sharpness.
Sharpness. I wonder if it still has like those. You got to reset this every hour thing. Probably.
Hey, Mike. I don't want to. Okay, sharpness.
All right, heal me. Oh, that's right. I gotta hold right.
The cry of victory.
We're getting there. We're getting our
We're
sea
learning.
legs wet.
We're learning.
We're yeah, we're figuring it out.
Okay, I'm gonna
Smooth gaming.
close the
I-
stream.
I am thankful that they didn't like take this out or gut this or remove this whole thing at all.
It's such
If
a
anything,
cool feature, and with so many with Steam doing it and so many places allowing kind of this remote play, Parsec exploding.
Yeah. You're beating on this dog.
Plants, man. No.
Oh,
Not,
that's
not letting you. Not letting you, Yuri.
sorry, Yuri. You just got to use your TP more efficiently.
I've really been thinking more about doing a like a playthrough of a Tales game where the computer controls all the characters, like doing an AI only playthrough.
Yeah, you'd have to set it to like easy though. I wonder what they're gonna show of Tales of Arise as well.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about that game.
sec. I'm gonna just set that. Okay, so it's just.
I love the sound effect it makes.
Pow hammer. I'm gonna set that to my neutral art because it's kind of annoying with doing the so I will do first aid instead.
There he is. There's the boy.
Prepare to die, Egg Bear!
Famous first lines. The best part is when Yuri makes fun of him for it later. Prepare to die, Egg Bear!
I like how he's just like lining up his sight to like just
Yeah.
Oh, man, that hurt.
Just to cut the sword in half.
cleave the sword in half, man.
Now it's a hammer. Congratulations, Carol. You're a real boy. Carol is like,
I don't taste very
every time I think of like an RPG character that's kind of intended to be a little bit of a scamp and annoying,
Mm-hmm.
this is like the example I think of when it's done well, I think.
Yeah.
Is this kid for real?
It's all right now. Huh? The monster turned into a girl?
Stupid.
Oh,
He's
brother.
not the brightest
This
bulb.
should be interesting.
No, he's not.
He is not the brightest bulb.
I'm Carol Capel. I'm a member of the Hunting Blades Guild. We travel the globe in search of the toughest monsters.
I'm Yuri. This is Estelle. And you've met Repeat already. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Anyway, bye.
Yuri, wait! My apologies.
Also bye.
Huh? Hey, wait up! Where are you guys going?
Peace out, Holmes.
You guys are here to enter the woods, right? Well then,
Actually, we've just finished coming through the woods and we're on our way to Halur.
no way! You guys made it through the cursed woods? Did you guys run into any egg
Cursed
bears?
woods.
Do you know what he's talking about, Yuri?
Nope. I don't think we've seen any.
Man, wonder if I should head back to town then. They definitely won't like it if I keep them waiting. Oh, I'm not sure you two would make it on your own, but never fear. The star member of the Hunting Blades will be your escort. See that? I've even got my own Blastia. What?
I love how like hard this scene dunks on Carol.
Yeah. It really does. It's
It
it's
really
rough.
does. It's so funny.
It has information about monsters. After a certain point, all the pages are blank.
The monster manual.
That's because I'm gonna fill it up with piles of monsters after this. Hey, wait! Who said you could just write in there?
It might hurt your star member status if it got out that you broke your sword.
Oh, that? I had to give myself some kind of handicap, or else it wouldn't have been a fair fight.
Totally.
That's
Easily.
exactly how it
went
happened.
down. 3 minutes ago, I remember it clearly say that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Hey, that's actually not too bad.
He was like, "Oh shit, this was actually."
Do you guys even know where you're going? Halur's to the north, once you get out of the woods. Come on, guys! Wait for me!
Talking so casually with them.
Yeah, he's just a jolly good kid, you know. He makes friends so easily.
Mm-hmm. Truth.
We were playing Tales of Vesperia.
Ooh, mysterious. Mysterious
Laying those
Blastia.
Duke seeds for 70 hours from now, yeah.
Yeah.
God, I just love everything about how they handle that character.
Mm-hmm. Duke is such a good character.
He's like exactly, when I tell folks like, no, it's like a 70-hour game. He's what I'm talking about when it's like, no, you're gonna get payoff. Like if this was like a season of a TV show, he would be like the character you see from behind on the end of the first episode, but he doesn't come back until the season finale.
He's Ho-Oh from Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Awesome. Repeat, that was wonderful. I'm grateful,
Tails Co-op is always a good time.
Oh yeah.
Trying to
Even
compose this
dogs have
tweet.
Pride.
One sec. All right. So since you're more versed in it than I am, what Tales games have not come to the States?
We never got the actual Tales of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
We never got Tales of Innocence or Innocence R. We never got Tales of Tempest. We never got Tales of the World 2 and 3. We never
Are these
got
like PS1 or Super Nintendo? Like what generation?
PS2.
Okay.
DS, Vita.
Okay.
We never got the Destiny remake. There was another one, Tales of Rebirth. We never got. That was on PS2 and also Vita. We never got a bunch of the remakes of Tales of Fantasia.
Yeah.
So there's all those. We never, strangely enough, what's really weird is Tales of Eternia, which was the second Tales game that released on PlayStation 1. It was released in the UK on PSP, but it was never released over here in the US.
I remember hearing about this or reading about it.
Yeah.
The City of Blossoms.
I have that one. And what's funny is there's two actual versions of it because there was a glitch in Volt's temple where it would make it so you couldn't progress, so they actually had to do a second printing with a fix in that section.
Whoa.
So when you, for anyone that's looking to import it or buy it, you have to make sure it's with the Volt glitch fixed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tree barrier.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only modern Tales game that's come out that I haven't played is Tales of Hearts R.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I didn't come in until Vesperia, so like everything before then I haven't touched pretty much, except for Symphonia.
Well, thank you, Professor. So what's
Symphonia and
happening with
Abyss.
this barrier?
I just want like Abyss is on PS2 and 3DS, like make that game accessible or something. I'd love to see it.
I would argue that's still fairly accessible because you can still get it even digitally on the 3DS store.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I wouldn't love a Switch port or PC port or anything like that. I'm just saying like first and foremost, I would love Rebirth is like my number one that I would love, followed by Destiny 2, Destiny 1 and 2, the Destiny remake on PS2 and Destiny 2, legit Destiny 2 I would love. And Innocence R I'd really like because Innocence has a fan translation patch for the DS version that I've played, and it's really cool. I like the characters, I like kind of the combat and stuff, so I would like to see that come over.
What is it?
But
Yeah. I'm curious about all those ones because I haven't played it.
yeah,
I like how you also see Nan there just for a second, and she doesn't show up for like another 5 hours in the story.
So I guess you'll be looking for Flynn now, huh, Estelle?
yeah.
Doesn't she know we need to keep a low profile?
I think I'm like,
What happened to looking for Flynn?
I should play those games because like I have so many problems with like modern Tales games, like Graces I'm not a huge fan of, like even Zestiria I'm not a huge fan of.
Berseria is vastly superior to Zestiria. I think Zestiria is far more overly complicated than it has to be.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of a bummer, honestly.
Yeah.
The story is cool. I just feel like it also like that's one of the few games where I just like I didn't really want to go with them to where they were going with that.
Mm.
But then it's a thing where like Berseria just makes that game better, you know?
Yeah, Mike. Destiny 2. Tales of Destiny 2. The superior Destiny 2.
Well, I'm not gonna throw that out there.
That's true. I haven't played that game yet, so
I've never played Tales of Destiny, so
I don't need any money.
it's fun. It's funny. I mean, being the second game in the Tales series at all,
Pain is all gone.
it's a little rough to go back to, but I mean, it's still I
Yeah.
still really enjoy it. When I played through the entire localized Tales series 2 years ago now, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Amazing healing art you have.
So
How can we ever thank you?
that was
No,
I enjoyed
really,
it.
think
That-
nothing of
Yeah.
it.
Where did that rank?
I would say probably maybe like the 5 or 6 range, somewhere in there. Between
Okay.
5 and 7th, I would say.
What a humble young lady. I wish the Imperial Knights could follow your example.
Not a chance. The knights refuse to
It'd be cool to get like an HD remaster of the Exilia games.
Well, I guess the
I know.
I feel like
That's my
those are the
that's my
most
boring.
those are the most likely. I feel like that will get like a port, like a Exilia collection.
No,
Yeah.
that's not
But
true.
at the same time, that would be the most like lackluster announcement for me,
Yeah, totally.
outside of a Symphonia port.
But that one night sure
Um,
was different.
Yeah, I feel like they can't get away with that anymore. They've done that game enough.
You can play Symphonia on Steam. Like it's on PC,
Yeah, on PC,
so it doesn't.
So.
The barrier weakened earlier than usual.
I'm cool if they do it, just not if that's all they announce.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if
mean,
it's
like the
in
reason like
addition
this.
to a bunch, then that's fine.
Yeah, the reason this was like such a hype thing was like came to PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. It had the content that we never got in the West. You
Mhm.
know, like this was the best way. One of the better ones that they could have done this with. So I just
But,
didn't
yeah.
expect them to. You know,
Is he still in the city?
No, he left the village afterwards.
I think you get it because sometimes when you're a Tales fan, it feels like it's just me.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm the
it's
one.
definitely better now than it was 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Certainly.
I mean, Tales of Arise, we already know is going to be localized. Like, it was
Yeah.
revealed at E3. So,
Yeah.
whereas,
Back in the day where we were like, when is this even going to come to the West?
yeah, it was leaked.
Yeah.
So we can
So
wait here.
it's
They will come to
the
us.
Tales series is definitely in a better place than it was around Symphonia time.
For sure.
Yes.
So.
I won't be able to relax until I see him.
So for that, I'm glad. But yeah, the older games are so expensive, especially like the two on PS1, Eternity and Destiny. So expensive. Like you're past $100 if you want them complete.
Jeez, yeah.
Yuri, you don't mind? You're okay not going after the Blastia core thief?
I can spare enough time to look at a tree at least.
Let's look at this tree.
But yeah, I'm anxious.
I had the wrong person.
I'm hoping
When-
like
None of the others.
Arise
Is that
will
on the
be
10th? Is that the day that
15th.
15th. God.
You kept her waiting so long.
The same day that Tenet comes to digital streaming services.
Oh man, there you go.
I can finally watch that fucking movie.
Flowers in full bloom. Then maybe.
Although I haven't been spoiled on it or anything. It's just me waiting impatiently.
Where'd
Yeah.
she go?
How crazy is that about Warner Brothers?
Doing the
Like
best I can.
that they
All
announced.
these movies.
It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
Let's give him
I
some
think
time alone.
movie theaters will have to reinvent what they can offer
It's
with
over.
this
It's over.
Yeah.
in order to stay in business. It's like they're too expensive
Everything.
And if I can just pay $10 a month or $15 for HBO Max to get a bunch of movies, it's like, why would I go and spend triple that for some popcorn and 2 movie tickets?
We got weapons
Yeah.
now.
You know.
We're gonna beat those monsters. The mayor's gonna let
Yeah,
us
I don't
fight
know.
now.
It'll be interesting.
Let's beat up
I
those
didn't even know there
monsters.
was a Mortal Kombat movie happening.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think they had really announced it either.
Yeah, it was apparently supposed to come out in January, so it's not anymore. But
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Even
Since
those
when?
kids are trying to fight.
Oh, okay.
I hope the barrier is restored soon.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like, I'm gonna watch Wonder Woman at the very least.
I still have never seen the first Wonder Woman
It's really good.
movie. I've heard it's good, and I'm glad it's good.
Close.
I
It
think
feels like it was made by completely different people than everyone that made the other DC movies. And that's only a good thing. I think like the third act has a lot of bad superhero movie third act problems,
There's something
but
about the image of a tall tree vibrant with
Gal Gadot
blossoms.
just fucking is Wonder
Mhm.
Woman. She nails it.
What do you think of Gal Gadot being at the Game Awards?
Weird. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's
I'm gonna stay here and help heal the injured.
it's this double-edged sword, right? Because it'll get Keeley sponsors, and him getting sponsors means he can announce games that he wants to announce, right? So
Mhm.
then small games will get opportunities at that show that they wouldn't otherwise. That's a objectively good thing for said video games, especially games that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, it's like
It makes no sense in
Yeah.
context.
you don't really care about video games, probably. You know,
No.
like Brie Olsen is a bridge that I can make sense out of, right?
Yeah, she had started like a gaming YouTube channel or something during quarantine, I thought, or something.
But I have no idea
Yeah,
how
she
to
did. She was
heal the
playing. She started a YouTube channel and she was playing Animal Crossing on that as a big part of it. So, yeah, that makes sense, and I
Yeah.
think that's
You
cool.
think there's some other reason?
But yeah, I don't know.
I think there's
It-
gotta be.
Exactly, Mike. Conveniently timed marketing.
Yeah, it will ultimately help video games, not in a direct way, not in the way that people want, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
We're
it,
trying to
it will
figure
help
out
some
why the
things,
tree
and that's
is
good.
withered like
But
this.
yeah, I'm indifferent.
I'm not a fan of the let's force famous people to talk about video games
Yeah,
unless like they actively like playing video games. Like that's fine. Like you said, like Brie Olsen, she known to play video games, and even like Tom Holland, I'm fine with because he's mentioned in interviews and things he loves video games. So it's like
Figure out the reason either.
okay, bridging the gap, that
Yeah.
works.
Oh, Carol.
I can't see Gal Gadot playing video games, like even Animal Crossing.
But God, that would be awesome.
I mean, if she does, awesome. I mean, she doesn't. I don't want her to make it feel like they have something to prove. It's just, it's so kind of cringy when someone is talking about video games who clearly doesn't play video games, and is
Yeah.
just reading off a teleprompter.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
all?
What do you mean, is that all?
But like as me as the glass half full guy, you know, I recognize like the Keeley position, like the Brandon
Mhm.
Jones argument,
Yeah.
like the brand manager argument of like, well, I mean, I'm gonna have this indie game here, and there are probably gonna be 10,000 people watching because Gal Gadot's there that wouldn't be watching otherwise. So
Strange color?
they'll
Do
see
you
this
really
indie game.
think just her being attached, like these people being attached to it, would bring in people who aren't into games though?
I think like again, like it's not necessarily about the viewer; it's about the advertisers and the money that they can pull in from stuff like
That's
that.
true.
But also when Gal Gadot's segment is clipped and put on Twitter, like that is going to be seen by
Mm-hmm.
20K plus more people because it has her Twitter handle attached to it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it does work,
Is there anything we can do to
but
get rid of the poison?
you know,
I know
that's
a
also
way,
kind of a
but
cynical way to look at it. But
Yeah.
no one believes me.
I'm playing the numbers game.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, and that's really at the end of the day what they're looking for, especially with this all digital kind of crazy year on us.
We'd be able to do it if we had a
Yeah,
panacea.
I mean like that's the Keeley approach.
Mhm.
Like, you know, he is both a very good business person, I think, and
Let's go, Yuri.
also someone who cares about video games.
I just hope we don't have a final reveal as big of
Fast
a
and Furious?
flop as Fast and Furious was.
yeah, dog. I wonder if we'll get a Smash character. I'm like trying not to think about it because, you know, we didn't last year, but
How long? Let's see. The last
Been a minute.
character was
Minecraft. It's
Mind
the
Steve,
beginning
yeah,
of
that's
October, right? It's crazy to think that that was like 2 months ago.
yeah.
It both feels like not that long and 12 times as long as that.
Mm-hmm.
What can I get for you today?
Let me teach you about synthesis.
You can make
Do you have any
things.
panacea bottles?
This is
I
still
think it's too
probably
early for Smash, but who knows? Yeah, I don't.
Unfortunately, we're so
if not December, then early next year, like if January,
But how
February,
can that be?
certainly. But I don't know.
But you know,
Nintendo will have something there. It'll probably be a
Mhm.
smaller thing, but
Do you think we'll see anything of Metroid?
what would you need to
maybe that's that 2D Metroid that's in development.
I'd need
Yeah,
three
that's
ingredients.
rumored.
Egg bear claw,
I'm
neophyte,
curious if we'll get
and
Bayonetta 3. Yeah.
Bayonetta 3, it's time.
why do you need a
God, I
panacea
hope
bottle
so.
badly?
You know, like Bayonetta 3, like
Asking
for
about the
me,
same exact
and I'm
thing.
not a Bayonetta fan to be fair, but like it's one of those things of like,
Lures
yeah, take your time. When you show up, I know you're gonna be good, so like
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it, you know.
I've never heard of using a panacea bottle on a tree before.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I'd be excited to see it, but it's like I know what it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be over the top
What sort of
crazy
thing is the
action
need for
combat
mentioned?
Mhm.
with a woman in provocative poses, kicking ass,
That would be the
and taking
Being
names.
cool.
Like you know what
Yeah.
you'll be getting with Bayonetta 3.
So what's
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like they hit it twice. I think they can hit it a third time. So like it's just one of those things of like I'm not worried about it, so I'm not
Mhm.
anxious to see it. You know what I mean?
I would love
So
a
what-
Metroid Prime trilogy port announcement. That would be hype.
That would be hype. Anything Metroid would be hype. If they did a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer again, maybe finally give it a name, that would be cool. But you know,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that Nintendo might want to wait until they have their own event for. So
Mm-hmm.
You know the tree in the middle of town, right? It's a petal from that tree. Normally we use magic resin, but there isn't any around these parts at all.
But the tree is all withered.
I believe the mayor has some Leluria petals. You might
this
try
game still
asking
has
him.
probably my favorite synthesis system in a Tales game.
Mhm.
It's just so pure, you know.
Yeah. It's very easy to grasp. You need X amount of items to do it. There.
Yeah.
Easy.
And like when you see a rare item that you probably can only get from a specific enemy type, I feel like it kind of stands out.
Mm-hmm.
I have to talk to the mayor. I think the mayor is by the tree.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have to talk to Carol
Going back
first.
to the Koi Woods.
What do you mean?
Remember? Prepare to die, Egg Bear.
So good.
You mean you believe
So
what
good.
I said about the panacea bottle?
So good.
Are you lying? Well then, we'll have to go with what you told us.
Yuri, all right, I'll help you out just this once. I'm a very busy person, you know.
It's
Sure
settled
you
then.
are, Kira.
The three of us will restore the barrier together.
You're coming too, Estelle?
Well, of course I am.
What about waiting for Flynn?
Wasn't it you who said if you're going to heal something, it should be the tree?
We'll just have to fix the tree before he gets back. Can't wait to see the look on his face.
Yay! There's the mayor.
Yep.
Sir, you wouldn't happen to have any Leluria petals? would you?
Leluria petals.
The Luria petals.
The
That's such a
Luria.
fantasy shit,
Yep.
you know? Like, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, that like cures wounds, heals people, magic properties.
Mm-hmm.
The Leluria is one of the 3 flowers
Yay!
Yay.
You.
Next up on the list is the Nia fruit and an egg bear claw, was it?
Yep. Let's go to the Koi Woods.
Cool woods.
The Qua Woods. Are we at full health again? You wanna check
I
the-
think so.
I think so.
Nope.
Oh yeah, let's do a.
Let's rest.
Let's rest up. It's one of those things too, like coming back to this game, like they teach you how, like the tutorial on how to use like a camping set is later. You know, it's like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I can't even just do that yet. Okay, I'm curious. What do we have any Game Awards predictions? Scott, I haven't really been
I
thinking
think
about it.
Last of Us will get a whole lot of awards because it's Last of Us.
Sure, I meant more the announcements.
Oh, announcements. I don't know. I feel like the Game Award announcements are so kind of like random.
Unpredictable. Yeah. Let me see. I'll pull up what announcements we got last year. 2019.
Bravely Default 2 was last year.
Oh yeah.
That got me super hyped.
Oh yeah. Microsoft unveiled the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We got that Godfall announcement. How you played a lot of Godfall, didn't you?
I have played way too much Godfall.
I haven't talked to you at all about Godfall.
I'm actually finishing up my review for it today, and I'm working on the video for it this week. But
Yeah.
I played a lot of Godfall.
What's Godfall like?
It should not be $70. First and foremost, it should not be $70. No, it does some cool things, but it hamstrings itself at like every turn. Like every good idea it has, it does something that makes it nowhere near as good as it could be. Like 3-person multiplayer co-op. That sounds awesome. There's no matchmaking, so you can't just like join random people. So you have to have you have to have friends that own the game to play with them. It's like, okay, whatever. Also on PC, it's not crossplay, so you're limiting yourself even further to the people that you can play with. So it's like, that's
Sure,
annoying.
yeah.
In terms of combat, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Like in the trailers and everything, it's very fast paced. You're like flipping and dipping and boobadoo boobadoo. Whereas the actual game, it almost felt more to me like a Souls or a Monster Hunter game where you had to be much more deliberate and kind of hold your time to aim your swings and attacks and stuff, because it's very easy to just whiff.
Yeah.
And your cooldowns take way too long. Like your shield throw, your only projectile move has probably a 30-second plus cooldown.
Jesus.
Granted, you can
That's a
build
bummer.
up so it's not as bad, but at the same time, it's like you use that skill to even break objects that you need to progress. So if you have to break 3, you can't just like pew 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 break them. It's like throw your shield, it breaks. Now you have to wait for it to recharge.
What's your story?
It you can't toggle between targets.
That's
Like when you
crazy.
lock onto a target which with a small white reticle that instantly gets lost if there's any particles on screen, and it's already an incredibly bright game with crazy bloom, so it gets lost super easily. But you can't like press a button or flick the joystick to toggle to one of the other enemies around. You have to unlock onto an enemy, look towards the one you want to try and lock onto, and then press the lock on button again,
Well, at least one of you has some class.
which is
Wow.
infuriating.
That sounds like such a bummer.
There's no, at least from what I can tell, there's no like off-screen warning indicator of an attack coming at you. So you can just be hit from behind without having any idea a dude's about to hit you. There are a lot of enemies that will teleport away or hit you with ranged attacks, or teleport and then hit you with ranged attacks. So you then have to chase after them again. And with the long cooldowns with your only ranged attack, it's like you just
Man.
run around a lot.
Yeah.
The story is one of the most things about it. It's like your brother's evil and you wants to become a god, and you have to stop him. And to do that, you have to beat his 4 generals to make him mad enough to fight you. And that's about all the story. There's 2 NPCs that you talk to get quests from in a small little area. So you will run back and forth between these 2 characters as they explain the mission to you. And then you go to a portal and you just teleport to one of the areas.
Wow.
And the missions are usually hunt. So you have like an introductory level to each of the 3 kind of zones. And from there, you kind of explore, and you have to like break these tethers and things so you can unlock something, so you can do other stuff. But in order to fight the generals, you need to basically grind these tokens by completing random like missions, which involve just killing a somewhat boss character, like a mini boss in each zone. So you just repeat the same 2 or 3 missions over and over until you have enough of these coins to unlock the gate to the big boss. And you do that basically 4 times so you can get to Macross, the big bad.
Wow.
It
This sounds like such a bummer, dude. Like, I
it is,
can't
like,
even.
The Valor plates are really cool. Like, I love the designs of the weapons, even the worlds and the weapons, armor, all that looks really cool. Like, I think they knocked that apart. I get a lot of the Keyblade armor vibes from some of them.
Cool.
But the problem is they all feel exactly the same. Like, they don't offer that much. Like, one armor will improve like damage dealing you do for like fire attacks, or inflicting burn status or poison status. But outside of that, they're all pretty much the same. So it's like you get the same kind of benefit, just changes the affliction you deal. So instead of having like 10, they really should have just had like 4, but like make one kind of a roguish and really tailor the skills to like a rogue playstyle or a tank playstyle, instead of having 10 equally unforgettable battle plates. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Post-game content, or the post-campaign content, like to get to level 50, it's a lot of grinding the same missions in a different way so that you can fight an augmented version of the different bosses with higher levels and some new moves unlocked. So it's like you're just doing things over and over and over again, which, if this was a free-to-play game like a Warframe or something, it'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? But for this to be a $70 game on the PS5 in the US and like Australian stuff, they're paying upwards of like $130 for it. And it's like, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. And it's,
Jeez, you smell horrible.
the game crashed and it lags and it stutters, and it's just,
Me?
A non-stop bummer.
Yeah, and it's like there's a lot of good.
Please tell us when you're gonna
They
do
give you a
something
lot
like
of
that.
options to how to build. What the biggest thing that I would say has going for it, and I think they do well, is you can really there's a lot of avenues in which you can customize your play style, and they have a pretty
Repeat.
far-reaching, like a pretty big skill tree, kind of not. It's not even a skill tree, like a level up thing that you can invest points in to really, and you can refund those points with just a press of the button and respec. That I all like. I think that they do really well, and it does get you that same kind of hook. Like it has that hook. They've got that loot hook to kind of spec out a character and figure out how you want to build. It nails that. It's just all the systems to do that make it a chore, and it's just like
Yeah, that's crazy. Like even just like that cooldown on that thing that you need to
Mhm.
get through certain progression puzzles is like such an oversight, you know. Like, but I've seen stuff like that in less than great games, and it just feels like a thing of like, man, if you had more time. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
where's that treasure chest?
Yeah.
I think it's up to the
Yeah.
left. There it
And
is.
like you can't cancel, like there's no animation canceling, so if you wind up a move and the enemy moves out of the way, or you knock him out of the range of another your follow-up attack, and he starts winding up attack, you can't block or parry, which is a big thing, is parrying enemy attacks and then counter-attacking, kind of a la like a Souls game. But because you can't parry very quickly or bring up your shield quickly or stop an animation, you have to be very mindful of when do I want to attack and risk potentially being hit,
Yeah.
because you have to commit, which can be all right. It's fine to do it that way, but in a game that touts itself as like an action slasher looter and stuff, it's like you want, like, it's got to be fast paced, it's got to be action, you got to be pulling off cool stuff, and you don't necessarily want to be
It's really ferocious.
reserved, I guess, which I don't think the the trailers that they've shown for it
The star always performs
really
the finishing
portray
blow.
it
Everybody knows
correctly.
that.
Sure. Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Hearing about all the ways in which it doesn't nail it is, it's good to know like exactly what it is, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially hearing that it just doesn't know if it wants to be like a fast-paced or a slow-paced game.
That's an
Mm-hmm.
egg
But it's a paced game.
Well, I have to hand it to you, Captain Carroll. Operation Stink Bomb was a smashing success.
Carol got stinky also.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give my plans weird names.
There goes another scabbard of Yuri's.
Yeah, exactly. He's got them lying all over the goddamn countryside. Yes. Now I will get the egg bear. Fight me, egg bear. I am your prey.
And I think Ekbeak, you're mine.
Ouch.
Thanks, Carol.
Thanks for the save, Yuri. Like it just kind of hits them right out the gate. Egg bear didn't know it hit him. you can you can select who you're healing with the D-pad. It's just a reminder. Damn, this motherfucker's got a lot of health.
Oh. Oh no!
It's almost dead.
See? You see what I did? That was nothing.
Maybe we should do some grinding.
Repeat help too.
We could.
We could do some grinding.
These are the threads that weave our future.
We'll do it once we get the synthesis. 'Cause
Yeah.
then
Learned a magic card.
do some inventory
Carol, click in the
management.
claw.
Yeah.
What? Anybody can do that. It just comes right off.
Here, let me help too.
Estelle, why don't you guard the perimeter?
Right. You sure it's totally dead, right?
Wow, Captain. If I didn't know you were just goofing around, I'd swear you were really scared.
Pretty good, huh?
So silly.
So good. Eggbear is like one of the first enemies, or one of the early big enemies you fight in Symphonia, I believe.
Yeah.
So I remember it's cool how they kind of bring it back here in this moment.
All right, let's head back.
Yeah, egg bears are definitely a series staple.
Yeah. I still don't really know what it means. Like, what is an egg bear? But
I'm gonna do it.
I imagine it's bears that lay eggs.
Yeah, I think that might be pretty much the extent.
I don't know if you've ever watched the ABC series Once Upon a Time.
I have not. Okay,
I think we
have
got all
any-
the skills. I think Yuri can equip the saber though. Oh yeah. No, he can't.
Nope.
Never mind.
Mm, you got item. You're learning item thrower. Do you want a cape or boots? Probably.
The boots, because the agility is
you're
good
up-
with repeat.
Yeah, and you're up close, so you
He's a
probably
fast
want
boy.
the.
Yeah, the defense is good for Estelle.
Yes.
Sorry if I hurt you.
Yeah, that wolf fight coming up soon, so we definitely want to make sure we're ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we healed it, or I got it right at 0.
Yeah, right when it
health.
died. In the act of death.
Mm-hmm. I closely was examining its body, dead body.
One of
What are
the
arts in this game? It's just level based, right?
they're the altered arts are not level based, but
The others are.
the some of the arcane arts, I think is what they are. The level 2 arts are
Mhm.
based on usages of other arts. Like you have to do the wolf strike and the punch, the Cerberus fat punch
Mhm.
with Yuri in order to get the Cerberus wolf strike or whatever. So, but it's always 50 uses. So
Well,
It'll be 100 years before you.
yeah, it was one enemy. It was not gonna go well for that guy.
yeah, that was
That
a
big bee.
giant murder hornet.
One of the nice touches of Final Fantasy VII Remake that you notice, it's one of those things that I didn't notice right away, but like that when you kill an enemy, it like returns to the life stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good touch.
Yeah, it was.
It's a great game.
Do you think we'll see anything 7 remake related?
No. Well, I saw one
Gotta be
thing.
kidding me. Lou Blanc followed me all the way outside the barrier?
I forgot Wolf Among Us 2 was re-announced at the Game Awards last year.
That's right.
That's probably still
Yeah,
a ways
right.
off, but that's
Knights
still
are chasing
exciting.
their own former member.
And then that League of Legends, one of the
Oh yeah, their 2 projects or whatever. 2 of
ruined
their
team.
stories or whatever it's called.
Yeah, which we still don't really know what kind of games those are. You remember the PUBG prologue, like the horror thing that they announced?
I don't. It
was a
I haven't thought of
PUBG.
PUBG in so long.
It was called Prologue. And we don't know anything about it still, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are they
And
after
then
you
Hellblade
for?
2.
Vandalism? Fraud? Smuggling? Robbery? Murder? Arson?
It's really just for jailbreak.
Well, I like Estelle's face here too, where she realizes what's going on but doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
We can't do that. It'll get in the way of other people passing through.
Who's gonna be passing through? These woods are cursed, remember?
Hey, Nabashin! How's it going, dude? We are.
We talking predictions of announcements? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, but I couldn't think of any. Namashin, you're really good at this. What do you got? What do you think might be announced there? I saw Keeley was tweeting today there's 4 world premieres in the pre-show.
Sorry if I hurt you.
So that's exciting, I guess. I feel like I got every video game I've ever wanted this year, so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, this, I want this now.
We didn't get Tales of Arise this year.
It's true. It's true.
And we really
I
haven't
doubt-
gotten any announcements or like info from that game in like months.
Yeah.
Outside of
Which just tells me it's probably really ambitious. And it probably is not performing well. Like, because it's open world, I bet they're getting through a lot of performance issues.
Repeat, that was awesome.
Burning all that TP.
I think
Announced
I can
or
learn
shown?
something if I use Powhammer enough.
Yeah, I think so. You have 60 usages, so you've hit it for sure.
Okay.
But keep in mind, you still have to hit the level to be able to learn whatever that thing is. So,
True.
every game announced or shown. I would say I'm looking for announcements, but let's go synthesize this panacea.
I was gonna rest
Oh yeah, it's a good call actually.
because, like you just pointed out, I burned all the TP.
Like Elden Ring is a for sure thing. I think. God, I wish I had that level of confidence. I guess like From Software has definitely been quiet all year. They're clearly hard at work on that game, so it could be time.
Mm-hmm.
You're back.
Oh man, that would be
That would be
so
big.
exciting.
That'd be
I would
great.
lose my mind.
We've got everything.
Big beer
I'm gonna be curious to see what Nintendo random shadow drop we get.
That's everything.
How many
True.
shadow drops do we think we'll get next Thursday?
I think one, just
Get
one.
this stuff made.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, and Mike threw out. He said it was a wild one in the chat earlier, but he said Bug Snacks DLC. Which I feel like that game's probably not gonna get DLC, but I think it might get a sequel.
Now we'll be able to cleanse the poison. Let's go, quickly.
Whoa, whoa, settle down. You'll drop the bottle if you're not careful.
Oh, I see. Well then, let's go. Prudently.
Think of a company and think potentially what they'll show. Okay, Capcom. Dragon's Dogma 2. It's fun. It's time.
Mega Man Battle Network collection. That's what I want.
Yeah, that'd be cool on Switch, especially. That'd be dope.
I could see Square or them showing off the Spider-Man DLC.
For for Marvel, yeah, that would make sense. That game needs good press right now, so they'll probably show something.
Carol, it's up to you. I'm no good at this sort of thing.
Who, me?
Maybe Square will finally show more Babylon's
Here
Fall.
goes.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be cool. Everything that's out there about that game looks great, so I just want to see something more cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Carol say there was someone he wanted to show
Mike
the
says,
bosses
"Don't
of
bring me
War
hope of
II?
Dragon's Dogma 2."
I think
That's
so.
fair.
Here's hoping we
Like,
aren't
what
too
will
late.
EA show? They already said they're going to show Dragon Age.
Man, I can't wait for more animatics and studio videos of people
And
working at their
concept art.
computer
The tree
talking about how awesome the game's going to be.
I feel like I know in our Slack we've had a lot of conversation about BioWare lately, but I still haven't heard that it's like gotten better there. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to hear first before I'll even believe that anything will happen there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I have like with the. I know they aren't the sole people behind the games, but with
No
Casey
way.
Hudson,
Was the
like the
dosage
other
too
guy
small?
leaving
Or maybe this isn't the right
again, like
to
BioWare
get
again.
another
It's like
Tennessee
I
one.
have so little faith. I
I have
believe
negative faith.
it will come out, but I do not expect quality. Like my expectation of BioWare games is pretty much it will exist at this point.
Yeah,
It won't be good. I think it'll be
But-
a pale
But we
imitation
tried so
shadow.
hard.
And it's like with games like Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, it'll have been out for probably a couple years by the time Dragon Age releases, but look at the quality of Divinity, of Baldur's Gate, of Witcher. It's like BioWare
like,
today
BioWare
just can't
please. Yeah.
hold a candle to those studios.
It's anime time also, everyone.
Magic Girl power.
Magic girl power. It's always hype in a Tales game when you get to your first anime cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't make you wait long in this game, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Remember when BioWare was Masters of Storyteller?
Yeah.
I do. Wasn't
That's
that
what
long
makes
ago?
it so
Amazing.
upsetting. It's like I kind of wish they would just take basically BioWare out behind the barn and put it out of its misery at this point.
Or again, like I threw out the idea of like a Shenmue 3 situation where like the people that made those games partner with EA separately to make games with those licenses again, but independently. But I just don't think EA would go for something like that.
No.
Maybe they will when their press gets bad enough, but they're not there yet.
Sheer play session will end in
Do
3
you
minutes.
remember your first lol?
Thanks for making
There's
the
a
tree of Halure healthy
in
again.
Tales of Symphonia, the first anime cutscene is like 15 hours into that game.
Mhm.
And that's like a third of the way through the game, and it's like, all right, I waited for this, huh?
That was incredible, Estelle.
It's pretty good though. I think that's when you go to the other world,
Mhm.
and you see that everything that you thought was real is like way bigger than you thought.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yes, it is.
That's the first time I ever experienced the two worlds twist. Little
Mhm.
did I know I'd be seeing it in Japanese games forever, but
You and Flynn seem to have such a strange relationship.
And then
It was a
when
good
I was a
one.
kid and like it's like no, there's a whole other planet.
He's just someone
It's like
I grew up with.
what?
Nani?
Nani? And then Tales of Zillia just did it again.
Yeah.
And then Tales of Graces just did it again. It's like, no, this planet's the moon, and
Graces
then we live
doesn't
on the
have
other
a
planet.
multiple. Yeah, they do. Never mind.
Yep.
But it's more like a moon. You don't do like a huge exploration.
It's more of a
the
Final
second
Fantasy
world.
13 situation. Yeah, where it's
What
like,
did I miss? Where are you guys going?
what will Microsoft show?
I don't
Not
think they will
Halo.
show Halo. I think
No.
until they're like ready to announce the release date, they're going to be mum's word on Halo.
Yeah, the only way they would show Halo is if it's like February.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
That's probably
If anything, I think Microsoft will like intro or announce or show off Elden Ring.
maybe, or I was gonna say Fable if they have something to show with
We
that.
could wait here
Mm.
for Flynn to come back.
Who's this Flynn person?
What do we think? What crazy thing do we think is going to just suddenly appear on Game Pass Thursday?
Ooh.
He's an Imperial Knight that Estelle's got a crush
Ooh.
on.
What?
That's a good question. God, what if it was
Don't have a
Cyberpunk,
crush on
dude?
him.
You don't?
Cyberpunk's out tomorrow, and it's on Game
You're
Pass.
already a thing, then.
It's the same day.
No,
Yeah, same
Cyberpunk
day.
and the Game Awards are on the same day.
Not Cyberpunk then.
Well, anyway, we best be getting away from the town.
So what's the Microsoft game of 2021 then until Halo comes in September? No, I think it's Hellblade 2. I think Hellblade 2 comes out sometime next year. I think that's just more of a situation where you
There's Medium.
medium as
Do you
well.
know where this Flynn guy went off
That's
to?
December, right? So
Follow after him.
I think that got pushed to next year.
oh, it did. That's a bummer.
Okay.
It's okay. Jump back in a sec.
I will. The share play session has ended, but I'll just start it back up again.
Blinks 2. Blinks 2 would be great.
Invited Alex O'Neill to share play session.
Join as visitor.
Didn't they say he'd gone off to the east?
I think like I think of Fable because I feel like they probably do have something ready with Fable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that would just be a nice thing.
Yeah.
Jeff memes enough about it for it to happen. But it'll go down like Voodoo Vince. No! Jeff does meme on Blinks a lot.
Please don't mind.
Yeah, what would Microsoft show outside of those things?
Fucking Lost Odyssey 2, baby.
Oh yeah, let's do it. I think we'll see more Ratchet and Clank. There's a very good chance we could get a Ratchet and Clank release date.
Yeah, I could see that.
A reward?
And that covers PlayStation. Like, they don't need to show anything else.
Ignore his offer and leave.
I wasn't really sure what I did back there. I don't think I deserve anything.
God, I'm so excited for that Ratchet and Clank, too.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Gotta finish Into the Nexus. Alright, let's do some synthesizing.
Let's see.
Okay, we got Rapier.
We can make a rapier.
Yeah, that was the item I was thinking were Yuri and Estelle. So you want to know my trick with this? Hit square. Right? So then you can check and see if Estelle has all the skills for yeah. So yeah, we can make that. Yeah, and that yeah.
Yeah,
Item
you're also
throwers.
learning item throwers. So.
We don't have to make armor or anything. We'll get that. Cool. And then do we want to buy? Yeah.
Gotta have full. Only have 2. Well, we'll do a solid 10.
Yeah, 10 and 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking too. Then do you want to get food to make sandwiches?
There we go.
Cool.
Excellent. You know, it's weird to me that they have that 1 hour limit on the share play when you literally just go back and you can restart it again.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a regulation thing. Like they'd have to make me buy the game if it was any longer. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Namishin says, boom, Microsoft will announce their Japanese studio acquisition. I think that's actually a good guess.
Yeah.
Namishin and I have been guessing that Microsoft needs a Japanese studio for a while.
Oh yeah. I
And
agree, and like Cameron
Tango's-
Hawkins is big into that, and I do agree.
The situation's changed.
I don't think they're going to buy Atlas or Sega or anything like that. That's crazy talk, but I think they might make a new studio with Japanese developers that we know, and it's like Microsoft is like kind of like the Initiative. Like,
See, I think they would need an established Japanese studio brand in order for it to be worthwhile. Like, I don't necessarily think that
Hesitate to ask.
just having
We appreciate
strong
this,
Japanese
but we can't
talent
ask you for your help.
could do it.
would do it.
Yeah, we now should have this conversation. The only reason I thought, and I'm with you, is I think it would make a bigger splash. The only reason I thought they wouldn't do that is because they would burn too many bridges. Like if they bought Atlas and they were like, all right, Persona's only on Xbox now, like people would be furious. Like that wouldn't win you fans. That would just
No. we
Mhm.
can't
like they're
do
already
that.
close enough to that with buying Bethesda that I wouldn't risk that, you know? So I think building a new studio helps them mitigate that.
At the same time, though, they were ballsy enough to buy Bethesda.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's like,
So they could do anything they want, you know?
But then how will I
and with like Sega closing up all their arcade business and stuff, like I could see them buying Sega.
Yeah. That's another instance though where I think they wouldn't like force games to be only on their platform
Next time
though.
we come into town, set us up with VIP blossom viewing picnic seats.
I don't see them going after FromSoft.
Yeah, even if that does make the most sense, I feel like that's too risky. And FromSoft wouldn't go for it, I don't think.
No.
FromSoft is like literally the king.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just partnered with Activision on a fucking whim. Like they probably have so much money saved up now that they're doing
Yeah.
pretty good.
I think if they were to buy a Japanese studio, the only one I could see that would do it would be Sega.
Yeah. Namishin says Tencent will get Sega before Microsoft. That's a good call.
The city of shade.
Tencent just buying up Eastern developers as much as they can.
The town lies between tall mountains, and sunlight rarely reaches its every now and
Square's,
then.
yeah, they're not buying Square. I mean,
Cloaks and hoods
no.
come to our town to get
they're
supplies,
they're too closely paired with Sony.
Yeah.
but they're quite
Like the
But
history there and
even-
everything.
Even more so, I think Square wouldn't go for it.
Yeah.
Where is the town located?
It's more likely to me that like an Activision or EA would buy Square Enix than
everything. I wish I could tell you the exact
Sony or
location.
Microsoft.
Flynn was headed east as well, wasn't he?
Or Tencent, makes sense.
Suppose a city of scholars might have some link to Blastia after all. Thanks. That's all I needed.
I wonder if we'll see Rocksteady, you know?
I'm
Just because they have a history of being at the Game Awards.
Yeah, and show off their game.
Suicide Squad gameplay, actually. I doubt it, but I guess yeah, that's 2022. So I think I'll switch to Yuri for a little bit,
Okay.
and then can I see his skills? Yeah, that's good. I'm good with all that.
Sweet.
This
Gotham
may be
Knights, maybe?
selfish thing
Yeah.
to say, but
Yeah. It'd be weird to see Gotham Knights again because we saw so much of it already, but I'm really excited for that fucking game.
I'm more excited about Gotham Knights than I am Suicide Squad. I really
I haven't known
care
this sort of
so
freedom
little about
until
that
now.
Suicide Squad game.
I don't care about the game, but like
What are your
Rocksteady
plans?
mechanically makes some of my most favorite games to play, so I'm like fully invested on that front.
Mm.
Kind of like the From Software approach of
I
like,
guess
Mhm.
it's goodbye then.
if From Software said they were making a sci-fi game, I'd be like really bummed out, but I would still play it because I like the way their games
Mhm.
play.
Please take care of yourself.
Which is exact opposite of like how everyone feels.
Well, plus,
feel like
wasn't
everyone-
didn't they announce that Gotham Knights would be like a games as a service thing?
No, it's Gotham Knights is the one that's not games as a service. Suicide Squad is
Suicide Squad. I mean, yeah,
is
You guys
more
would be
games as a
lost
service.
and lonely without
Well,
that's
you
just another
sound
reason why I'm like,
surprisingly
I'm just
handicapped.
so sick of games
Well
as a
then,
service.
let's all go together.
Sure, I mean I'm in a spot where like I'm willing to see what your deal is before I say I'm in or out.
Get to Ospio somehow. Anyway,
You know, I have a feel like that game is going to be just more of like an RPG, like Gotham Knights is, than they're letting on.
I think it's going to be DC Avengers.
If Rocksteady's making it, at least I at the very least know it'll be more fun than regular Avengers. And I think Avengers is pretty fun. It's just, you know.
We finished them off.
I finished them.
What's the next Activision pandering game of 2021?
Call of Duty. Always
Yeah, I
Call
was
of
going to say,
Duty.
isn't that just Call of Duty every year? Excited to get an exotic nail bat for my Harley Quinn. That is probably pretty accurate. The City of Scholars.
I could see Injustice 3 being announced.
Totally. People have been saying, like... Yeah, actually... we're on that cycle where, like, it's time for a NetherRealms game, right? So...
And I think they're all
Injustice-
done with character passes.
Yeah, I wonder if they would do Injustice again. I mean, I'd probably, because it does well for them, but I didn't play Injustice 2, so I don't know if it ends with like a big cliffhanger. Too soon for Injustice 3. No, I mean this one for the fans. I'd be hyped. A new Spyro game would be
I
really
don't
awesome.
think it's too soon for Injustice 3. I mean, Mortal Kombat 10 came out last year.
I guess maybe not. I was
11.
just theorizing because they did story DLC for Mortal Kombat this year. It seems like they're kind of
Oh.
pushing that to be a little bit longer, bumping that so that way they have more time to make their next game. That's probably, you're probably right, Option. But I could see it happening. I could see it at least getting announced. But I guess NetherRealms really, really waited to announce Mortal Kombat 11 until it was super close, so maybe not.
We finished them off.
Arc System Works announcing a successor to Dragon Ball Fighters. It's Jump Fighters.
You know what? But the thing is, if Arc System Works was making it, it would be dope as fucking hell. Are you kidding me? Like
Yeah.
Naruto and
Yeah.
Goku?
Honestly, that I feel like that's the only way they could like top Fighters. Like just
They
do
finally got the license that they've deserved from the beginning, like the full shonen license.
Yeah, just I mean it's Fighters is already published by Don't you dare say that, Mike. Don't bring that blasphemy in here. I don't want that kind of negativity.
I can't believe Jump Force is still getting DLC like through this year. Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's ridiculous.
To be fair, I mean that's what that game is made for, is like just to be, you know,
Mind me.
But
Smash
it's
Bros.
just
For anime.
so bad. And like
I know.
it's gotten to the point where anime arena fighters all feel like the same fucking thing.
How many Gokus? that is true. How many Gokus will we see during the Game Awards? 7 distinct Gokus. And at
Yeah,
least one
like-
Goten.
Give me like Jump Fighters, like keep it 3v3 crazy tag team action fighter, but just up it to like Jump Fighters.
It's because
That'd be
the
really
city
cool.
is
Just
a cavern.
do that. Like,
I would
that
love to
is-
see a Naruto fighting game made by Arc System Works. Like Namashin said, Naruto Strikers, but like
Stealing Blastia.
genuinely that would be a really cool game. I
I
think.
mean, the Gekto Ninja Tyson games that were on GameCube and everything, GameCube and Wii were damn good fighting games. Like, those were really good 2v2 or 1v1 fighting games. And later on, they did like 2v2 teams you could do. But those were fun. Those were made by Dimps, I want to say.
Fighters was 2018, right?
It might be 2017, actually.
Shit, really? I was gonna say maybe that was
Because
2019.
we are on season 3 of characters.
Yeah, Namashin would know. He's in chat too. So. Sit up. Salisbury steak. Skull and bones. Don't you dare even say that, Namashin.
Didn't they say
Skull
like
and
a
Bones
few
is a-
months ago that it was like they had to completely retool it because
Yeah, they're redoing it completely. It's not dead, but they're completely reimagining it. Skull and Bones is going to be the new Last Guardian, you guys. I'm telling you. but it's gonna be like Don Casanova's The Last Guardian.
But
Man, a new Spyro game still on that. That would be really cool. Another thing.
Now that I think about it, they won't announce like a follow-up or successor to Fighters at the awards because they still have season 3 content that they're dropping out. So if anything, it would probably be like next year that they would announce whatever is following up Fighter C.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
unless
make
it's
sense when you have
completely
2
different game, you know?
characters. Plus they still have Guilty Gear Strive coming out next year in April. So maybe next Game Awards they'll show it.
You don't have one of those, do you?
But
A pet passport. The state of video games that Skull and Bones is the new Last Guardian is a bummer. Announcing the new character in December 20 for Fighters. Okay.
yeah, I imagine they're
they've
going
got
to
it
announce it
planned.
after the end of this online tournament that's going on. Which, damn, Nabashin, I don't know if you've been watching the matches. They've been so good. Like, the matches between Shanks and Groupies yesterday was so good.
If you won't let us in, perhaps
Oh.
you could call him to the gate for us.
Damn, or Tigray and Shanks.
What's your associate's name?
Mordia.
Mike, if you're watching, can you schedule some tweets for the evening? Because I only scheduled Saturday stuff, so I would
We can't
super
help
appreciate
you.
it.
You'll need to mail in a request. and have
Oh
it
my
delivered
god,
to
that
the
was
studio.
so good! Against Beerus? Oh my goodness, that was such a hype moment.
An inch, do you?
I lost my shit.
Excuse me.
And so did the announcers and everything, but holy crap, that was such a cool moment.
All information
God,
about
like-
the establishment is classified. We cannot share even small details with outsiders.
So you can't even tell me why Flynn was here?
No, of course not.
So he was
So
here.
What you're saying is that Flynn really did come here.
I don't know who you're talking about. A knight named Flynn? Never heard of him.
Could we at least leave him a message?
Give it up, Estelise. We'd have more luck asking a brick wall for help. Let's just go.
But Flynn's inside.
What? We're just gonna give up?
I'm not going to give up.
I'm not
Going
gonna
to see
give up.
Flynn.
Let's talk the unbelievable stuff. Okay. What you got? I'm pulling up the announcements again from last year. See if there's anything we missed talking about.
Nothing worth
So can't we
hearing
wait for
about
another
anyway,
year?
Nabashin. On Metal Gear.
anything. Yeah, I mean, like, there's always rumors of a Metal Gear Solid remake. Until we see something, I won't believe it. Silent Hill, I don't know. People have been talking about it. Like, who would make that game? I feel like something Silent Hill is is happening because there's been rumors about it forever. But who's making it? Because Konami doesn't have any studios anymore. I don't think outside their Pro Evolution Soccer one.
Mm-hmm. And their pachinko business.
Yeah. So they would outsource. They would give the license to another studio, but who would make
Yeah.
the game? I just don't know who.
If you need a game remade, just give it to Blue Point. Just do that.
It's super true.
Just give all the money to Blue Point.
I would like. I don't know if you had this thought, but I had like playing Demon Souls. I was like, man, I would kill to let Blue Point remake any Nintendo game, like any of them.
Mm,
Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, like any like classic or old
Mhm.
Nintendo game. I'd love to see their take on it.
It'd be interesting to see what they could do with that, for sure.
There! It's open!
I wonder what Blue Point's gonna do
Can't
next.
that.
Now that's always the question, but
I'm curious if Blue Point has a big enough team or enough staff to work on 2 projects at once.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like no, right? It seems like they started Demon Souls after they finished Shadow. You know, it's like okay,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Well, good job. Shall we?
And
No, that's bad.
we're at another crossroads where it's like either they're deciding they're going to do another remake or they're going to do something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
have
know
the
what they're going to
patience
do.
to wait for Flynn to just happen to walk out of this town by chance. It was unquestioning obedience to laws and authority in times like this that made me quit the Imperial Knights in the first place.
Ugh. Not Troy Baker, Yuri. Ugh.
Well then, Estelle, keep a lookout here for us, won't you?
He's got some good moments in it.
Yeah.
He's got some bummer moments too, but rumor from what it sounds like Sony will be the in-between guy between Kojima and Konami, so Silent Hill can be made. Interesting.
Lookalikes here, aren't there?
That's a believe it when I see it situation, but Sony's trying to pull all of the fantasy cards. Like they
Excuse me.
Final Fantasy
Do you
15
have a
with
minute?
exclusivity. Like, I don't know.
What do you want?
Yeah, I'll be anxious to see how long it'll be into 2021 that we get our
Do you happen
next
to know if a
info
knight
on
named
16.
Shifo has come through here?
Yeah,
Flynn. Oh, that guy. He was
they said like early
catch someone who
next
can
year, right? They
recognize
they
you.
gave like
Did
a
they say
window of
early?
like I think they
I don't
said like,
remember.
hey, sometime in early 2021 we're gonna tell you more.
Mm.
I couldn't say. My research keeps me too busy to pay attention to things like that.
I see. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'll be
I just
taking
want to
my
know
leave
more
then.
about remake part 2.
Yeah.
Tell me
It's
one more thing.
the game that I want the most right now, probably.
Is there a famed
Mhm.
mage named
I can wait, like I'm patient, but
There are people who want to see that weirdo.
Yeah. You and me both.
So I was right. You know more
I would
about
just like an idea of
I don't know
how
anything
long
else. I don't
will we have to
associate
wait
people
between
like
these
that.
these entries.
Hey, I'm not
Yeah.
done yet.
I'm hoping it's like 2 to 2.5 years tops.
What? What is
Yeah.
it?
if it's 5 years, it's 5 years. At the end of the day, it's one of those things. But hopefully, because they have the engine, they know what they're doing. But I'd also I'm equally as interested in
Tell
a
me where the mage is.
PS5 Series X version of
Mhm.
Remake Part 1. So
I'd be
The idea
curious
of
to
playing-
see if
playing
they add anything to like a
Go and
next
see for
gen
yourself if you want.
port remaster.
textures.
Textures.
A couple of
maybe
flower textures.
maybe a teaser video or something for part 2.
Thanks.
Ooh, maybe that's the Microsoft Game Pass announcement. That's a good guess.
But at the same they have exclusivity for a year, so I don't see them necessarily saying that 7 remake will be coming
on
to
Game
Game
Pass
Pass
in April.
in
Yeah.
April.
That's fair.
I could see that happening. I just don't see it necessarily being announced at the Game Awards
Everyone
4
seems to
months
get
out.
all out of
Yeah.
sorts just from hearing that guy's name.
That's fair.
Yeah. Doesn't it bother you?
Well, he's
But that would be a
the
good
last
Game
kid
Pass
finished.
get. That's another one that they would
Like
probably
it.
go for too.
I mean, the other Final Fantasies are all up there, so it would make sense. Dragon Quest
Yeah.
just released on it, so
Oh yeah, true. Forgot about Dragon Quest. I gotta play that. I will never play it. I'll never have time, but well, maybe someday. New Uncharted game being announced starring Tom Holland. Boy, no. I don't think that would
Sly
happen.
Cooper, baby, Sly Cooper 5.
Don't even.
I'm
So-
right there with you, dude.
I played Sly 4 again this year, man, and it is so good.
I just need more Sly in my life.
I finally got the secret ending after all these years.
Nice.
I got the platinum and everything, so
Seriously.
I guess this is the place.
I did some real platinum chasing this year.
I've done some
I think
serious
people
platinum
usually
chasing
try
in the
knocking
past
first.
few weeks.
Looks like no one's home.
Which ones?
Astro Boy I got, Miles Morales I got. I went back and got the platinum for Spider-Man on PS4. Because when you bring it into the remaster, all the trophies that you've gotten pop for the PS5 version.
No,
So
don't
I, in
want us
essence,
to
got
commit
2
any more
trophies for it.
crimes.
2 platinums.
Nice, nice.
I'm working on Final Fantasy 15 right now.
I guess that
Um,
means it's my turn.
my
I
name
should get
is
the
Mayo
15
too.
platinum. I'm close to that.
What? Your turn?
Yeah, I'm at
My name is
70 or
Mayo too.
80%.
I think
And
for
15.
that platinum, I just need to do I need to get everyone's skills up.
Mm.
Doesn't do it.
Sony not going to drop the IPs, so they'll need a reason to make a game. New Uncharted game being a, like I said, unbelievable stuff.
Why does
Though
he
I feel
always
like
do that?
I feel that's likely. You feel that's likely? I don't know. Who would make it? Is it Naughty Dog? Is it another studio?
This is crazy.
I want
Why would
Hajimari
anyone
no
like
Kaseki
this?
to be announced, along with ports, enhanced ports on the US of the Trails in the Sky trilogy and Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure. I want that all announced at the Game Awards.
You can pretty much live
And be
anywhere
like,
you
it's out
please.
today.
You say you're-
Yuri, don't you have
And
something to say first?
I will lose my shit.
Hello?
And it'll be
We're coming
fantastic.
in.
Why not? It won't be Naughty Dog. Okay, if it's not Naughty Dog, I could believe it a little bit more, but I don't know.
Girl here, open your
I
door.
don't believe that Sony's going to make another Uncharted necessarily. I know it, like, sure,
Excuse
there's a lot of
us?
marketing money to
Is
do,
anyone
but, like,
home?
I don't know. Guess we'll have to, we're going to find out
That means we get to look for evidence.
if that Naughty Dog clout, like, how much that really means.
I feel like the Uncharted movie is like 5 years too late.
For sure.
Am I playing Vesperia to completion? I mean, not like today. but
Maybe someday.
I mean, Alex and I will probably slowly work our way through co-oping it.
Yeah. They rebooted God of War in our gaming lifetime is a completely fair comeback to that option. That is completely fair. And to be fair, it's not like it's essentially a reboot. So yeah, I'll give you that one. My PlayStation controller is already low. I started playing games at 10 this morning. And it is 2 p.m.
That's almost 3.
It's still like 5 hours. It's like, in my opinion, unacceptable. Five-hour controller battery life.
What is that?
I know.
just
I
have
still have to
mine
buy
plugged in
it.
right now.
Shut up.
I'm poor, Novish, and I'm sorry I couldn't buy 2 controllers day one. I also bought 2 consoles day one. So.
Come on,
Yeah.
thieves. No, what are you? Wait! Be gone! Help!
Luckily, the charging cable for the PS5 controller is way longer.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice.
A girl?
I'm just gonna plug it in my computer though.
If you can pull tricks like that, why'd you
I told my
bother
mom
showing
texted me.
down
She's
like
like,
it's
"What
obvious?
are Christmas gifts ideas?" I'm like, "I just bought 2 consoles and I need controllers for both of
Why
them."
would I need to skip town?
For stealing the core of a Blastia from the lower quarter in the capital. What else?
What? You're calling me a thief? Have you ever heard of common sense?
Sure.
Love Rita. She's the best.
Mm-hmm.
So you break into a home, call the owner a thief, and wave a sword in their face. What the hell kind of sense is that?
Alex, I'm poor. I can't buy 2 controllers. Also, Alex, I have a PS5 and a Series X. That's exactly what the reaction I was
Give 'em
expecting.
back.
What do you mean?
I bought the consoles, so I couldn't buy the controllers.
The Blastia, give them back to me. What's with you?
My cat's
My
unhappy
name
again.
is Estelise.
Do you need to feed him while we're in
I'm
this
terribly sorry
cutscene?
for barging in on you like
This
this.
is a good pee break and feed break.
There you go.
Sorry.
I will be back momentarily.
So, what do you want?
Shout out to Rita having 2 different colored boots.
Well, you see,
Let me. I'll send you the
Yuri has followed a
starter
Blastia thief
thumbnail.
here
Mike,
all the way
give me a
from the
sec.
Imperial capital. And
And that Blastia thief wore a cape, was short, and their name was Mordio. So,
well, Mordio is certainly my name. Rita Mordio to be exact.
And the height matches up too.
what do you have to say for yourself?
I told you, I have no idea what you're. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Follow me.
What? Maybe you didn't hear me. We're not finished.
Just follow me, would you? There's talk that some thieves have turned up in the Shikos ruins.
Thieves? You sure about that?
It came from an Imperial Knight who asked me for help. It should be trustworthy.
Do 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 boop boop
Do
boop.
you think that knight might have been Flynn?
It's gotta be. Looks like she shot him down, though.
Hey, remember what that guy outside said about someone vandalizing the ruins?
Which means the thief who stole the Blastia core could be there.
Maybe.
Finished chatting? Let's go.
All right, but don't even think of making a break for it.
You don't have to come. If you want, I'll just call the guards.
Why don't we give it a try? It sounds like Flynn might even be there.
Do, do, do. Oh, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered is $12.50 on the US PSN. Good
It's up to you.
deal.
Go to jail,
Damn
make
good
a run
deal.
for it, or follow me. Pick one.
Okay. We'll go with you.
The Shaikos ruins are even further to the east.
Shaikos. Rita. I'm gonna be Rita, because I want to be Fireball, Stone Blast. There's a book or something I want to say in here. How is Psychonauts 2 not out yet? Good point. A good point. The Collector's Book. So where are you playing these days, Nabishin? Are you snagging Cyberpunk this week? Oh, nice. How is it? With Alex not back yet, let's see if there's any shops that I can snag stuff from. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm hoping I get it for Christmas. But I'm also fine like waiting till it goes down in price. So, shall we wait and see? Good to hear. It's fun though. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Even doggos have pride.
Oh, man. All right.
Phew. Pew. Pew. Pew.
Put out your hand. Like this? Yay! Who's that?
Item drawer. Oh, I want to see. Like, yeah, I haven't really watched. I haven't followed it too closely, so I'm anxious to check it out myself. Parameter boost. Oh yeah, comes with all these the monies. That's right.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Sorry about that. I had to do some litter.
You're good.
All right.
I was
Never
dressing
mind.
up.
It was 2016. It was campaign for. Melody of Memories. Yes, I will get Cyberpunk. Fucking Delightful Man. Love it as a Kingdom Hearts fan and a rhythm game fan. Been on Blackout with Cyberpunk, which seems like the right choice because it seems either a good or morally bad situation with that game. We'll play and judge for myself. So, oh, you're talking about Omega Shenron.
I think he's guaranteed.
I like Omega Shenron.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I like GT also, so I know it makes me like a bad Dragon Ball fan or whatever, but
No, I think Omega Shenron is, yeah, like you said, Nabishin, pretty much high, like super guaranteed. Not guaranteed yet, but most probable.
how is Mr. Satan not in that game? I guess because like they just don't want to do any joke characters. Did they have any joke characters in that game? No,
Not really. No.
Says Nabishin. It's like even like Yamcha and stuff are like really good in that game, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I've not seen this teal skin for Estelle.
Mm-hmm.
It's super weird.
Yeah, the tier outfit.
Tier, not teal.
They know each other.
Yamcha's top tier, lol. Yeah, which is fun. That's the thing. Like, I think they could make a fun Mr. Satan to play.
Why have Mr. Satan when you can have an 8th or 9th Goku though?
Yeah, true. I think they've got all the Gokus though. I think they've covered it all, right? So
Yeah, I beat you into next week.
You can do that?
even them keep Goku.
Like, can you really?
Never mind.
Rumor is Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 could be it. Ugh, that would be another Goku, I guess.
It'd be a half Goku.
Maybe they are like at a half Goku right now, and they have to get the tally to whole, or else they'll go crazy. I get it.
I don't necessarily think they would do Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. I think Omega Shenron makes more sense to have a bad guy from GT.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I haven't played any Melody of Memory at all yet. I haven't bought it.
Yeah.
Have you been playing it, Scott, or no?
I
You,
haven't
you
gotten
said
it.
you were gonna wait.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
I did look
I
up
watched
a
the
little bit
end video
what
and
happened.
stuff, so I know like what happens. Ooh, what
Yeah.
about that Rockstar spy game?
Will Wild reappear? No. Because didn't Michelle Ancel? Agent's
yeah.
dead. Stop it. Stop it, Alvish.
No, I brought it up. That was me.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember the name. Yeah, Agent.
Okay. Agent's another thing. Yeah, it's gone forever. Wild. Isn't Michelle Ancel like done with video games? Didn't he say that? I never forgot Wild either. Oh, let me. I'll send you this image, Mike.
I haven't snagged Age of Calamity yet myself.
I haven't played Age of Calamity. I heard about the story though, and it kind of bummed me out.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone like that I know to play it. Michelle is done. Turned out to be a toxic person. Yeah, another one is kind of not surprising, but still a bummer. I wanted somebody that I know to play it and tell me what they thought and tell me if it was worth it for me to play. That's where I'm at. Yeah. So now we
Go to Shaikos Ruins.
go to Shaikos Ruins. But I feel like some slight obligation to play it since we have a Nintendo show. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I want to play because we said we wanted to talk about it before the end of the year, so I'm gonna try and play it before the end of the year.
It'll be 100 years before you can beat me.
Because you've lived a lot longer, right?
Not exactly.
Curious what Namishin's thought is. Thanks for hanging out, by the way, Namishin and Mike.
Yeah, dude. Good chatting with you.
Yeah, this is fun talking about Game Award stuff.
We're in the general voice chat in the Discord if you want to hop in the voice chat.
These
Are we
the Shadow
past the point where
Friends.
Mario plus Rabbids is a one and done kind of thing? No. I think Ubisoft is going to make a Star Fox game.
I think that was the one that they... Starlink? I
Yeah.
think that's what it was.
I think that's just going to take some time.
It looks like there aren't any Imperial Knights.
I have talked about video games in like a month and feel, well, we miss you. I want to talk about video games with you all the time, Noption. We should also, Noption, plan at some point. I'm not saying we got to plan this right here on air, but just sit down and talk about next gen. Maybe after the Game Awards, once we have like
You
an
mean
idea.
current gen?
Current gen, you're right.
Some of these
Excuse me.
Too
stories
early
must
to
be
talk
fake.
about next gen.
Gen 7 or whatever, or Gen 12, whatever generation we're in.
Hey, over here, hurry up.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I think Ubisoft and Nintendo are going to make something. I think it's going to be a Star Fox game. And I think it's probably going to be a couple years.
I like the way that sounds.
Hey, what's
Especially if Switch Pro is a thing, and maybe they're looking at making a launch lineup for that.
Let's try to get along now, okay?
I mean, like, it seems like Switch Pro is a thing. Like, we can't, like, deny its existence anymore, but once we know more. Gotta get all these treasure chests.
Oh, the treasure chests.
There's one up to the left there, behind that little wall.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it gross that I just know that? Isn't it just like... Yeah.
Nintendo's announcement: Mother 3 now available on the eShop.
The thing that sucks is that Nintendo has a Mother 3 fully translated ROM on a hard drive somewhere, and they're just waiting. They're
Well,
just waiting.
Reggie is gonna be at the Game Awards presenting. Perfect time. Have him announce Mother 3's finally.
He's not even at Nintendo anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it, god damn it. That would be iconic.
Anyone's been here, does it?
The information about the underground couldn't have gotten out, could it? The underground? Recently, an entrance to an underground area was uncovered here.
I was thinking a cool Nintendo announcement could be like them teasing what they're doing for the 35th Zelda anniversary as well.
I don't have much choice
Yeah.
if I'm to clear my name, do I?
Only
I mean, like,
available for 3 months though.
You dirtbags wouldn't leave me alone. Here's your ROM. It's the thing. I feel like it's one of those things like when they bring GBA games to the Switch eventually, whenever that happens, they'll just do it
It's
with
not
that.
like I would have minded letting the thieves have the ruins above ground after we finished the excavation, but it's a good thing. we
Yeah,
did.
Breath of the Wild 2 trailer would be good. It has history with the Game Awards. It would make sense. I honestly still feel like that's optimistic,
We'd better
but I don't
hurry up
know.
and follow them. All we have
They
to do
just
is
put
move
out
this.
Age of Calamity, so it honestly would make sense. Metroid Prime 4 anything or Breath of the Wild 2 anything? Breath of the Wild 2 anything. Because Metroid Prime 4, they can wait until they're ready to fully show that game off. But Breath of the Wild 2 is probably next year, so
I
that
could see
makes
Donkey
sense.
Kong. There's been rumblings that new Donkey Kong Country game's coming. I could see that.
That could be cool. I'm kind of like over, like I feel like they've made enough new Donkey Kong Country games though.
They only made 2.
Yeah, but they're both like so well regarded.
Are you okay?
Sure, yeah, that was a cinch.
Okay.
And Retro's
here we
making
go.
Metroid Prime 4 now, so
Yeah. Shall be interesting.
I was also like my dream Microsoft's announcement is Banjo.
Banjo
Obviously,
3E.
Mike and I are always like Banjo Redooey, let's go. But
Be careful over there. It's slippery.
maybe it's because she's got short hair. That's why. That's why it's throwing me off.
What are
Yeah.
you looking at?
Short-haired tear.
I was just surprised. You're actually a nice person.
I knew it would be a pain to bring you along.
The burns in this game are
I can't just
savage.
come by myself.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm just not. I don't think about it, but like everyone digs at each other in such a
Mhm.
fun way in this game.
Yeah. Aren't you afraid you'll get hurt by monsters or traps? There are always risks if you're trying to actually do something. If someone gets hurt, it's an acceptable loss. Even if
Jesus
you're the one who gets
Christ.
hurt?
Rita takes no prisoners.
Yeah, Rita's more of like it's all about the science.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rita is literally
Hesitate?
Einstein.
just like, well, Einstein, but the Bugsnax character,
Worrying about getting what you want
Mm.
without anyone getting hurt. You've had a
the
pretty easy
scientist.
life. An easy life. And Blastia will
I
never
haven't played
betray you,
Bugsnax
so
yet.
they're easy to deal
It's
with.
so good. It's like one of my favorite games this year, easily. I was gonna say no pressure, Nabishin, but I think you would really like it. I don't know why I think that, but you know,
She knows exactly what's important to her.
I wish I knew what was
he says
important
it's
to
legit
me.
wild that Microsoft didn't greenlight Banjo yet. I mean, they probably have. I feel like they did it sometime this year, but it is wild. I think that they didn't do it any sooner.
I mean, it would have been a fantastic launch title for
Totally.
the Series X.
Imagine like Astrobot and Banjo like remake going up against each other. Just jolly vibes at the start of the console generation. Oh, you're playing Rita.
Yeah, I'm rocking Rita.
Okay, I'll try and keep you covered.
Oh, you're good.
Were you fighting? Because I felt nothing.
I feel nothing.
These are the
Astro is so fucking good. Yeah, it is. What I like when I beat it too, and I was like, I wonder how long it'll take me to get this platinum. It was like 90 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly as much time as I wanted to spend back in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I found everything on my own. except for like one little thing, and I just had a great time.
I loved all the nods to things. Like it was
Yeah,
so charming.
it managed to do a similar thing to Smash Brothers without doing the same thing that Smash Brothers does. That's why everyone that's saying like they out Nintendo, I'm like, no, I don't think they outdid it. I think they hit that level which no one's ever seen before, so that's why it's kind of taking folks off guard. But I think they did their own thing, and they achieved those same highs. Those people need to calm down. Yeah.
I loved seeing all the little Astro bots like pretending they were the old games. Like the one dressed up as like the Bloodborne hunter.
Yeah. My favorite was probably the guy dressed up as Dante because the coat just looks so sick.
I like the Sly Cooper one.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
That was such a cool thing too
The
because like
snake.
he hides in the safe and you don't see him unless you like stay back and look at him.
This little one is no good.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is what Blastia.
I played it Astrobot a little bit ago. Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
See what I'm saying there, right, Mike? Because I was talking to Mike about it yesterday. Of like, once you go back for the stuff, it's just the right amount of time to kind of finish everything up.
Yeah.
With all these Blastia here, I don't suppose there are any Aqua Blastia lying around too.
None of them have cores in them.
My favorite use of the triggers is probably the claw hands. That one just felt really good.
Blastia aren't excavated with the cores and the bodies together.
Cores produce magic through formulas. Bodies control that magic. The two combined are referred to as Blastia. Each Blastia possesses different attributes. And is
I think
guided by
the
abilities
wildest
as
that
opposites.
the way magic works in these games has gotten, and I don't know if you're with me on this, Scott, but it's the term mana lobe.
But the production of Blastia cores is impossible.
Oh, I guess people born on this planet are born without mana lobes.
Yeah, good old Exilia terms.
Yeah.
It's only natural that thieves would want to steal.
That's not quite true. It seems Estelisa's information
Just
is
the idea of a
little
lobe
outdated.
in your head that
Yep.
controls
What's
magic.
outdated about it?
It's very midichlorian level of
Yeah.
explanation.
Yeah.
There's some degradation of
Nintendo announcement I'd be hyped
There's
for
been
is a
some
new Mario
success in the
Kart.
synthesis of
Might not be
some
Game
of
Awards
the
though,
cores.
but personally I think it could be good another Switch Pro showcase game. How much do you think the gimmick of the adaptive triggers will be used?
That's why
I don't know.
wouldn't do anything
Yeah,
stupid
we'll wait
like
and
go
see.
stealing people's cores. If I had time to waste doing things like that,
Because I
bet
feel like
I'd
we
spend
still
it
haven't seen
researching
all the
better
things
ways to
that they can do.
completely restore
So
incomplete or degraded cores. That's what being a mage is all about.
the thing I'm the most curious about is how Destiny's going to use it. So that we're going to find out in a couple days. So
Clear your name.
Yes, talk is cheap, I suppose.
I would love a Switch Mario Kart because we talked about the idea of doing like a Mario Kart crossover, like do Mario Kart Ultimate, you know, like
A Nintendo cart, basically.
yeah, a Mario Kart Ultimate or a Nintendo Kart, like either of the like they have both of those options fully available to them at this point,
That's
and
not
they're both
quite the
good.
best way to- It's actually used to charge other
It's another
Blastia
one of
players.
like Switch Pro comes out and they want a game to show off
Castle.
4K or whatever.
It's Mario
new
Kart 8 Switch Pro edition.
So all I do is point.
No, I think it would be a new,
Just aim
fully
the
new Mario
sorcerer's
Kart.
ring at the core, face your target, and shoot.
Either
There's a
way,
limit to its
we're
range,
getting
though.
3D World, so
Truth. February is going to be a busy month.
yeah, I keep forgetting
That's
about
all
it.
it
And it's like,
takes.
oh fuck, yes, yes. So excited.
That's a strim crest. It's a mark that indicates movement.
Strikers, Bravely, East, Mario World,
Huh.
all February.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen any of East 9. I should watch a trailer for that.
I love Adel's design in it. It looks so good. And I've heard like from people that have imported it and from like Japanese reviews, it's fantastic. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
I really like 8, but I'm not going to play it on Switch again.
Okay,
The frame
keep
rate's
your eyes
too
open and let's keep
finicky.
Are you sure? What if I'm just luring you deeper into the ruins so I can zap you?
Such a good line. So I can zap you.
I'm starting to think I'd rather try my luck with the golem.
Some people will be upset, but I pop off with a Mario Kart with games as a service model. Ongoing content drops, tracks, characters.
Okay, I guess I'd better hold
That could be
since
cool.
I'm-
They did a really good job with that with Crash Team Racing. Going off what you said, Mike. So we have the Sorcerer's Ring. We're about to learn about Link battles too.
You tell him, JoJo dog.
Is it a JoJo outfit?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Jotaro, I think.
I didn't realize. I'm not versed in JoJo, but I'll take the apple gel.
It'll be 100 years before you can beat me.
Merman's weapon. What I'm curious, what Nintendo character do you think they're going to add into Fortnite? Since they're
I saw
adding
Samus
karate-
being thrown around,
Yeah,
and I
Samus,
really like
I feel
it.
like makes sense.
Totally, she's a Nintendo character with a gun. It would make sense that she
Mhm.
would use other guns. She's cool. She would complement, I think, Kratos and. Oh, I'm Carol because we got attacked from the rear.
Yeah, it's that
I was
battle.
like, where am I?
Think you can beat us with an ambush?
So Wario, God, Wario would be so good. Wario just running around with a fucking assault rifle. I would kill to see that.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think Samus is really cool.
Well, I guess we just can't ever.
If they attack from the rear, any
Right. Let's be careful.
And because like they did Kratos
And Chief.
Preemptive.
and Chief, sure, but in Samus it would complement Kratos well, I think, because it's like not their top tier. But when I saw Kratos
Mm-hmm.
in there, I thought of something that you, me, and Mike have not, I think, considered, because there's like no way it'll ever happen. But man, it would be cool to see Ratchet and Clank in Smash Brothers. Man, that would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Because he's like the character for it. I mean, Sly Cooper or Jack Dexter as well, but that would be so cool, and it'll never happen.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank would be good. I think I would prefer Sly though. I think Sly would be.
He's just like the most likely to actually happen,
Oh, for sure.
because he's like, still living. They didn't put him out back and put him out of his misery.
I don't like your harsh truths.
I know. Listen, I'm right there with you.
your hand.
Yeah, Ratchet would be awesome, but I think he doesn't have the Japanese appeal. I feel, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, neither does Banjo. Banjo is for the Western audience for sure. But maybe Banjo is more.
Yeah, they have.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Fortnite never really had a central female character skin, right? Yeah, they did. Fortnite girl. She's got like a ponytail and glass and like goggles. She was like the first chapter. She was like on the centerfold of the art for that game for a while. But she's as interesting to look at as the blonde Fortnite guy. So like,
Yeah.
I don't blame you for forgetting. Oh.
Sure, play for end in 3 minutes.
No, not like
Whatever
this.
whatever will we do?
That was annoying. Oh,
I'm just going to restart the
Yeah, I was gonna
PlayStation
say,
now.
Reset that.
Stop share play. Start share play. Alex, play with visitor.
Play with me.
Okay.
Definitely a lot faster to get into this also.
Mm-hmm.
Once we figured it out, at least.
Yeah.
What a pain! They're everywhere.
We'll crush them all.
God, I saw like the idea of like, I'm gonna laugh when the last Smash character is Fortnite guy thrown around. I'm like, God, I hope that's not gonna happen. Please.
Yeah, that'd be a whole lot of nopes.
All right, thanks for hanging out, John. Nabashin, we love you.
Thanks, dude.
Hopefully, we'll see you back later. Enjoy your Sunday. Otherwise. I don't know why I said John. Nabashin, stop giving me shit. My mouth slipped. Give me that orange shell, whether you like it or not.
Man, I was just getting warmed up. Hey, I learned something.
Cross counter. That's Dudley from Street Fighter, I think. Oh, we got to switch my weapons out. That's what that means.
You should have the best weapon.
Switch me over to the scimitar so that way Estelle can take the rapier though. She can learn the skills.
Sounds good.
You haven't finished this version of the game, right?
Yeah, I have.
You have? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure. Did you play the original or did you finish the remake?
I did the
I don't know what
remake-
platform
or the
you played it on.
remaster.
Remaster, yeah. Did you play on Switch or Xbox?
PS4.
PS4. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have this for Xbox. I only have it for Switch and PS4.
Got it. I have it for Switch and Xbox, but I'm sure at some point I will also buy it for PS4. Once it's on sale or whatever. I got it on sale on Switch, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I'm glad I got it on PS4 so we can do this.
Yes, this was a good call.
You want revenge?
You showed that fucking crystal.
Oh, be like, haha, I got you again. Uh-oh.
Fuck that bad.
All right.
What are Rita's like melee attacks like?
They're like single use. I'm gonna whack you with my scarf scroll thing.
Yeah. I think she has different attacks when she's using a chain. Those are a bit better for melee.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, that really was.
Magic card, but I will leave that on. We'll do another
Yeah, we got a couple
attack
matches.
or two, so I can learn magic recover, magic card or whatever it was.
Love that broken stairwell just right where you can step on.
I like how there's a switch for a staircase that goes up that would normally intersect a crosswalk.
Yeah, right?
Oh, got a longsword.
Actually, that could probably go to Yuri, yeah. Ooh, critical guard. Nice. I gotta go back and rewatch that Tales of Arise footage.
Mm-hmm.
just to see what they're going for, because it feels like the kind of game that it's gonna be is like a Final Fantasy 15, like seamless combat. You're just kind of running around a big world, then you fight things, and like that would make it like the last, I guess outside of Persona, like the last RPG series where like breaking into combat still happens or whatever. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be good.
There's a blue save close by too, so we'll be able to like fully regen.
What? Really? Next week?
Next week?
Estelle, you're so innocent and naive and kind of stupid.
She gets there.
She gets there. I love the high five, the progression of the high five with.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of that Final Fantasy VII high five situation.
Mm-hmm. I felt so bad for Cloud in that one scene when he finally goes and holds up his hand for a high five, and Aerith's just like, "What are you doing?"
The best.
I was like,
so
"Oh,
funny.
Cloud, you're coming out of your shell, and you just got embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry, bud."
God, so good.
We finished them off.
I want to learn my skill. Okay, probably another
One
fight.
more. Yeah.
It's like, damn it, just let me learn it.
I'm gonna make you work.
Yeah, I beat you into next week.
That's nice.
Finally.
There you go. An essential skill, but are you doing rhythm?
I wasn't, but now I will.
Yeah, that one's handy. Yeah, I'll just wait. I don't think this boss uses magic attacks yet.
Truth. So how you holding up, Alex?
For the streams?
Yeah,
I'm doing actually all right.
that's good. 'Cause you
I'm
got
definitely
Crystal
tired.
Chronicles after this, right?
Yes. Do you want? I was gonna ask. Do you want to switch to me streaming for that, or do you want to keep streaming?
I don't know when I'll be joining, so probably have you do it.
Okay. Yeah.
We finished.
'Cause I have
Well, let
some
me,
stuff I gotta
I'll
work
t-
on.
Yeah, you're good.
before-
I'll text Cam and see if he wants to join us.
Cam?
Cameron Abbott.
Oh.
He sometimes plays with us with Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, I didn't know he had a game.
I didn't either. He like texted me out of the blue one day. I was like, "Hey, I just bought Crystal Chronicles, so if you and Scott Guthrie are like playing," I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Your hand.
Shit.
Let's work together.
All right. How are you holding up?
Doing good.
Yeah, you held down the fort for a while yesterday, so. That was fun though.
Mm-hmm.
Made me want to play Fire Emblem again,
So good.
which I haven't for a while. Just been so out of it, you know. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was overwhelmed by Three Houses. I just like. I feel, honestly, with that game, like it opened up too much too quick. I think that's what it was for me. Like now I have all these responsibilities, and I just want to go grind my characters up because that's
Yeah.
what I think you're supposed to do in these games. But
Yeah, I was always like, I don't care what mission you guys are off to or what you want to be taught. I don't care. I just want to go. I want to grind. I want to fight, and I want to progress the story. That's what.
Yeah.
I really didn't care all that much about any of the school days.
Yeah, I just
aspect
like
of it.
I couldn't get into it, you know.
I guess I don't like when I want to play a Fire Emblem. I don't want a school simulator. When I want that, like I'll play Persona or I'll do Cold Steel or something like
Yeah.
that.
Like the thing is, I'm willing to believe that it was good. It's just
Yeah.
like it just didn't grab me, and I'm glad that it was able to grab so many people where that was their first Fire Emblem
Mhm.
experience.
For sure.
But yeah,
And I think it's a good game, and I do enjoy it. It's just like, I just want like tactical RPG goodness.
I just want Awakening again. I want a full remake of Awakening on Switch.
Give me a remake and kind of a bundle of Binding Blade and Blazing Blade.
Ooh yeah, I'd play any of those. Like, it's part of what I kind of want to play Echoes, you know, just because
Mm-hmm.
it seems cool and it's classic and it's got these dungeons and stuff. It's cool.
Hey, Captain Woodsy, how's it going?
Hey, Captain Woodsy, thanks for hanging out.
Sam,
You already-
right?
You already popped the link, but yeah, we're raising money for COVID relief. If you can donate or want to throw out the link on your Twitter or to friends or whatever. Thanks for hanging out. Regardless, we're happy to see you.
Truth.
Let's kill these ogres.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 100 years before you can
Get wrecked.
That worked. Sure.
How's it going, Captain?
All right.
Blaspheme War.
Don't get in my way.
Blast him with stone rocks.
All the stone rocks.
Okay.
Doing
think this is
well.
still-
Doing well.
The best weapon
Hmm?
for me right now. Okay. That was weird.
Okay then.
There's no way you can win.
Wearing kryptonite. We destroyed the golems, and now it's just them. There's a blue save point we should go hit as
Yep.
well, just in case. Oh, it's a stealth sword.
Hold on to that. Go heal up. Awesome.
I like also the tease of the staircase here that you can't come back to until the end of the game. Big boy.
Hey,
Hey.
Jeez, what is
Hey.
So
Now we
What
gotta
kind of
knock him
blasting?
over, right? That's the secret mission for this one.
Yeah, it's his
Wait,
Achilles
don't
heel.
Just go poking at him like that. If I can just analyze him, I'll finally be able to complete my anima formula. No, his Blastia core.
My
is missing.
anime formula.
My anime formula.
Rita, looks like one of your friends is here.
Hey, who are you?
Me? I'm just a Blastia researcher from Ospio.
That sounded convincing.
Who are all of you? This place is off limits, you know.
I think you just gave yourself away. I don't know who you are, but you're definitely not from Ospio if you don't recognize me.
Guess she's got no problems with modesty.
Yeah, I was gonna say so humble. Love it.
There goes another scabbard.
Yeah, scabbard somewhere.
This job is just full of problems. If it's not the Knights, it's a bunch of kids.
It's moving! Rita!
Blah. And then Rita died.
Yep.
Let me see.
She cracked her skull open.
I like all these moments where we see people reacting to her using magic
Mm-hmm.
that are like not explained
Wait a minute.
What?
until much later.
Mm-hmm.
How did you...
I was just trying to heal your wounds.
So it's so new with you, Captain Woodsy.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Hey, you guys! Stop playing around and help
We're about to beat this big robot.
All right.
Rock robot. Rockbot.
He's got a chest laser and everything,
After that idiot.
and a
You all
weird
take care of
rock
this.
dick.
What?
What do you mean you'll leave it to us? How are you gonna get through?
Oh, that idiot!
I guess we've got no choice but to play with this wind-up toy for now.
Let's get this over with and go after that jerk. Be careful. He doesn't know how to go easy on people. Can we really defeat something this
Ouch.
big? Please, calm down.
I don't think this thing's gonna listen.
Blastia have hearts too.
A sword works better on crazy things like this.
Fine.
We gotta teach him a lesson.
Oh yeah, good call. Damn, we did some damage. Oh, that's not good. Got him.
Nice.
Great. Great! Not firing your laser anymore.
Stop it.
Damn. Just try not to die, repeat. Yeah, that Stone Blast does not take prisoners.
Go chase
Nope.
him down.
Let's proceed.
About 20 grade. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see, are we over or under? F for Rita.
Fupe
That's in
Day
the chat.
Bar. Do I ever want to buy
All
followers?
that's left is to cut off
Fucking
its power
bot.
supply.
I will buy followers if you donate
Yeah, exactly. if
all
you
the
donate
monies.
for COVID relief.
Yeah.
It's for good cause.
Do you want to buy good feels?
Start going to the chats and start dropping the link everywhere. You want to buy good feels?
Right.
All the good feels.
Come on, let's go.
But Flynn,
There can't be many nights here if our shady friend in the cloak is just wandering around.
so you think Flynn is...
I don't think he's
Such a
here
good
anymore.
point.
Come on.
It's like, if he's just fucking off around here, there's probably not anyone protecting this place.
Probably. That's a good
If I
point.
just had a little more time, I could have figured out the anima formula.
Not the anime formula.
Fighting that thing?
It just
It
sounds
turns
so
everyone
much-
into weebs.
Yeah, it's like, finally, we become 2D.
You suck. You were already here looking for the thief. I just had you guys help out a little.
Let's go. Let's go.
Too much talking. I like how at that point it's like, have you heard of secret missions? It's the second boss, but it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how they get you to replay the game. But then
Yeah.
again, it does have the Namco Bandai Island in this game, so you can specifically retry secret missions and not have
Yeah,
to replay
thank
the whole
God.
game. So it does have that going for it.
It opens everyone's third eye. The Anima formula.
Guess we can do this.
We have to find Dedeki. I only know the name of that character because I have no life.
Were you fighting? Because I felt nothing.
The idea of I felt nothing is just so dark.
Mm-hmm. Rita gives 0 fucks.
Yeah, she didn't care.
Yeah, I beat you into next.
Get wrecked.
I feel like we got up pretty good levels now.
Mm-hmm. Feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
An exquisite victory. That's nice, but I can
I'm trying to remember, in this game, do arts get stronger the more you use them?
A lot of them unlock
I know the altered arts.
additional
and
aspects.
and stuff.
So like Cerberus Strike actually deals more hits at 150 and 200 uses.
Oh, okay.
But it's really dependent. I think
Case by
it's more
case
the
basis.
melee characters that get that stuff too. What I like that I didn't realize until much later is that a lot of arts will get like new cancel frames if you use them more. So like you get better at canceling out of certain arts into other ones the more you use them. And that might just be Yuri and Flynn that's true for, but it's definitely when I was like grinding to like trying to get to level 200 and stuff, like
Mhm.
that's when I really noticed. So like, oh yeah, like this is once we hit like 500 uses with this, like there's no recovery frames.
This game's just so good.
It's so good.
one at a time. That Bodhiblastia of yours. It's pretty, huh? That's not what I was gonna say.
That's cool.
Yes,
I
it
don't
was.
always see that dialogue option.
Look, there he is.
There's that nerd.
Nerd!
Oh man. All right. Man, I was just getting warmed.
Fireball.
I feel power.
Oh, look at you getting all leveled
How
up.
can he just steal the core and walk off like that?
Stop! Make him stop! I've only been hired to do a job. I was told to get a good price for any Blastia cores I could find.
You stole cores from the Imperial capital too, didn't you?
The capital? No way, not me.
Then maybe it was one of your friends.
Yeah, it's that creep, Dedeki.
Where'd he run off
The
to?
creep the dick.
He's probably picking up his money from the client right now.
Client, huh?
It's the only time in the game he's named.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is he's somewhere in Torim Harbor.
Well, actually, in the PS3 version, there's a side quest with him where you meet up with him.
Bruiser of a guy with a scar on his right cheek and
But-
one eye missing.
So is this the guy collecting all the cores?
And where did you steal that sorcerer's ring?
Who says I stole it? The client gave it to me. Said it would be useful for this job.
Liar. That's not something the boss of some pickpockets could get his hands on.
Honest, you gotta believe me.
This thing sounds pretty big. Do you think somebody important is behind it all?
I think you're on the right track.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably just some guy.
Some ordinary band.
Man, first the knights, then the monsters, now this.
Knight? Then Flynn was here after all.
Yeah, that's him. That damn knight.
Shut up!
Great, Rita. You knocked him out. Now what?
I'll have the city guards come pick him up later.
All right then, let's get back.
He's definitely gonna get eaten by monsters. Like, let's not even joke,
A
Rita.
just reward.
I'm sure no monsters will come over here and kill him.
Nope. These monsters will not go down the staircase and eat the easy meal.
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
Do a quick.
I got a little worked up.
These are the threads that weave our
Cross
Okay,
counter.
that should be the skill she's learning right now.
Yeah.
Which means she can have the stiletto now.
Yes. Much better magic attack is what she needs, anyways.
Up the stairs we go.
All right, so it's back to Aspio, I think.
Mm-hmm. Return to the field.
And then I wonder, do we go back to Halor and then go to Emmead Hill? I think.
I got a little worked up.
Woo, level up.
Leveled up.
I'm gonna make you work.
Axebeak also iconic Tales enemy.
yeah.
It's so weird to go back and see like how realistic looking they look in like Tales of Symphonia.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I got champagne. Read it with the bubblies. Champagne.
Champagne.
Link battle.
Guess we can do this.
Love link battles. Just because it makes grinding for LP way faster.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, recovery. That's a good move to get.
Indeed.
Especially because we're about to hit poison land. Population us.
So Flynn wasn't in there either.
Pete looks like an Akatsuki member. He looks like him and
Close
Itachi are
enough.
about to go kill fucking Naruto.
Your friend? That must be a pain.
Huh?
Never mind. So what
So
brings him
shady.
to this town?
He was looking for a mage to repair Halur's barrier blastia.
Oh, that rookie. He came to see me too.
Flynn did? Was he alright?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess?
Well, since he's a knight, I'm sure he got some mage or another to help. Maybe he's already back in Halur.
Oh no.
Well, do you trust me yet?
I don't think Rita's the sort of person to steal.
Vouch for her character all you like, but that doesn't prove her innocence.
But
Don't bother trying to make him believe me. But I really didn't do it, you know.
You know.
I guess research
You
seems to
know.
fit you better than robbery.
Yuri isn't very good at expressing his feelings.
Same. I get it, Yuri.
I'm gonna go let the city guards know about what happened. Go and wait for me in my lab.
I don't think those stubborn guards will let us pass through the entrance.
True. Then take this with you. Show this to the guard and they should let you through.
Thanks.
Got it? Don't leave town without my permission, or you'll be sorry.
She'll kill you in your sleep. She's crazy.
She'll burn you and then drown you in champagne.
Yeah, champagne will come into the picture.
I like grade. I remember grade farming and the 360 version with Rita. Like just setting it to minimum damage and just doing tidal wave or whatever, where she just goes blub blub blub, just over and over and over and over again. Good times.
I would always just do Yuri, and I would go to like right next to Zaphius, where like all the enemies are super weak, and just like over and over and over and over and kill it over and over and over again.
Just, I've got to say it
After a
properly,
couple hours, you have like 1,000 grades. So
What are you gonna do after this, Yuri?
I guess I'll go pay a visit to the guy behind all this core stealing. It sounds like Hideki ended up going to the same place too.
In that case, we should make a beeline for Nor Harbor.
Didn't he say Torum Harbor?
Oh, right. You don't know.
Oh right, you're a loser.
Don't know what.
Nor and Torum are both ports of a city that extend across 2 different continents. On the Ilikian side, where we are now, is the port of Capua Nor.
There's so many pronouns.
Yeah.
So crazy.
3 in just this one little window.
Just in this one thing. There's so much lore just packed into this one message box.
Mm-hmm.
Capua Torum is the
Ilikia.
port on the other side, on the Tolbekian continent. It's
Oh,
usually
there's 3 more.
Harbor. So first we'll go to Nor Harbor. We'll have to pass by Emmead Hill on the way.
The continent names in this are
Wild.
absurd.
Yeah.
There's Ilikia, Tolbekia, Wakea.
I don't know.
What's the southern
Maybe I'll head
one?
back to Halur too.
I
don't even remember.
Why? How can you just say that?
Wigglyum, who knows? Doesn't matter.
Desertia or whatever, wherever the desert is.
To our friend in the ruins. It sounds like his
So
flying space
stupid.
there.
I love it.
Besides, if we're going west, that'll take us close to Halur.
Excuse me.
That's like one of my guilty pleasures is like JRPG pronouns.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's always
You gotta
good.
be somewhere? A sick girlfriend with
That's why I wonder to myself why I have so many trouble like remembering people's names that I meet. It's because my head is full of all these dumb Japanese names of like fake worlds.
Mana lobes. You need a bigger mana lobe.
Yeah, I need a bigger mana lobe to understand it
You
all.
sure made yourselves at home, didn't you?
Oh, welcome back. What ended up happening to the thief?
He's probably crying quietly to himself in his cell by now.
Or he's dead, eaten by monsters. We'll
One of
never
the
know.
two.
for suspecting you.
What a heartfelt apology. I'll take it though. It worked out pretty well for me too.
Rita?
Thanks for the hospitality.
There's so much like subtle storytelling that does happen in this game, though.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to overstay our welcome. Plus, we're in a bit of a hurry.
Also, shout out to Rita's chair is shaped like a Bunsen burner.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just noticed that.
So I just noticed that too. It's so funny. Okay, go and read his head real quick, and examine the stuff, the circles. Oh wait, we're not there yet. I forgot. I think we have to go talk to her. Oh yeah, we have to try and leave, and then she's gonna be like, "I want to go with you."
If you're seeing us off, we'll say goodbye here.
I'm going with you.
You're doing what?
I'm just going with you.
Oh,
So great.
This is why you told us not to leave without saying goodbye, huh?
Yeah.
Is that it? Just yeah?
Can you just leave like that? You're an important mage here, right?
I want to see Halur's barrier Blastia for myself. It's no good to the people if it's broken, right?
Actually, the 3 of us fixed it together.
Why is Rita's theme or is this Rita's theme or Carol's theme? It's clown
Carol's.
music. It's just so bad.
Huh?
It's literal clown music.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
You know, we revived it. It was great.
Let's just say it was beginner's luck.
Now I'm really worried. I'll have to go see if it's been done properly or not.
Suit yourself.
What?
We're gonna be best friends?
Age before.
I'm not so sure we're.
This is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
I can do your hair, and then you can do my hair?
Oh my god, we both have short hair right now. It's perfect.
Okay, now go to Rita's house. And then so examine the the white plastia looking stuff by the board. No, not the on the left side. By the whiteboard.
Touch Victoria with your grimy hands.
Victoria.
Because they're fun.
They're fun.
I guess the reason I like them is because I like them.
Exactly. All right, and go upstairs and I think it's her cabinet where it's the books. You might have to step out and then examine. It's the books downstairs, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. You might have to step outside and then
come back in.
Come back in. It's the collector's book.
Oh, I already got the collector's book. You can do that when you
Beforehand?
first do it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then just the Blastia thing. It is dumb that they hide progression behind this. If you hadn't done that scene, we wouldn't be able to do the next scene in Emmett Hill and but it's the payoff is so good. That's the first part of the spear quest for Rita or for Judith.
Oh, really?
To get her spear back. Briannac or whatever it's called.
I finished them.
Huh? Fuck this axe beak.
Fuck this axe beak. Well, I figure since we have 5 minutes left till the next block, better to wait and save the next story segment for our next co-op play.
We could probably we could do the Halor thing and then we'll be right before the next dungeon-ish area.
That works.
Yeah, but we made some good progress.
Yeah, we did.
We started in Coy Woods, which is crazy.
The tree's already blooming?
Yeah, we told you.
We brought the tree back to life.
Oh, you've returned, just as the knight said.
Just karate chop him in the face.
Okay, the karate chop is such a good move.
Unfortunately, you just missed him.
No way. Not again.
He was quite surprised that the barrier had been fixed.
So is Rita.
Which way he went?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know. However, he did entrust me with a letter.
Same artist who drew the Tales of Symphonia wanted poster.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
No, that's just a guess. That's just a...
God, I hope so.
I made a little too much mischief.
What kind of mischief gets you into this?
It's my fault.
Oh, come on. Only 5,000 gold?
That's way too high for just breaking out of jail. You must have done something else.
So, what does the letter say? I'm going to Nor Harbor. Catch up with me.
Catch up with me, huh? Easy for him to say.
He also writes that we should watch out for assassins.
Wow, he even knows we're being hunted.
Sounds like this guy knows what he's doing.
Looks like we have some dangerous people out there.
Glad somebody does.
I know, what's going on?
Well,
Carol is like constantly just subtweeting.
Yep.
I'm going to go to Nor Harbor. I could pass on a message for you if you want.
But
Think about what you want to do. I'm gonna go make sure Rita isn't causing too much trouble.
Rita's just burning the tree down.
This is unnatural.
No, Rita, stop! Jesus!
There's children playing in the branches.
Okra. Okra. Hell yeah.
We have that.
We're about to get one of those, I know. That's like it's the only time in a JRPG where I feel like they have a guy who will tell you what monster you actually have to kill
Mm-hmm.
to get a thing. It's like, why is this just not in every video game? Again, the best synthesis.
Truth.
I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like this. The flowers are in full bloom, even though it's not the season for it. And the barrier's strong, too. Did Esteliz really do this?
What do you mean?
Carol let it slip when we were leaving Ospio. You tried to change the subject, but it was too late.
Guess I blew that one.
We mages have nothing even remotely like she has.
So you just decided to come with us to eliminate the competition?
Don't be ridiculous. I have a formula that I have to work out.
I'm a fucking real nerd.
Come on.
It's nothing. Forget about it.
The Rizamata formula.
You came here for something,
Okay,
right?
it's another thing I just remember
That
because of
just
this
took care
game.
of about half of it.
Super, the legendary Risamata formula. Yes.
We never I don't think we find out if she makes it or not. I guess it's like the spirit conversion formula.
Yeah.
at the end of the
It's
game.
easy working
Technically.
with Blastia
Never
because
mind.
They never betray you.
Yeah, so?
You and Estelle are both human. You're not Blastia.
Oh, I get
Don't
it.
tell me that.
You're worried
I
for
don't
me.
need that sort of
Worried I might
negativity.
hurt her.
Yeah, right. You can't tell me what I am.
What?
Good. I'm just
Did you
saying.
just assume
do
my
anything reckless.
species?
That's what I want. I want a Tales of Vesperia sequel so bad.
Oh yeah.
Let's go back.
I want to know
Carol
what the
Estelle are waiting for us.
post-Blastia world is like.
Mhm.
I finally found the clue I was looking for. I want to be all kinds of reckless.
It is like the most like happily ever after like a Tales ever gets,
Yeah.
though. I feel. I guess Symphonia kind of has a happily ever after, but then it had a sequel, so that ruined everything. So. What do you want to do, Estelle?
Now come back with us while you can.
I say, we've come to courteously escort you back to the capital.
And then we can clamp Yuri in chains where he belongs.
So rude.
I've been waiting for you, Yuri Lowell. Don't you move a muscle.
Jeez, this guy never lets up, does he?
An old acquaintance you may be, but today I can overlook your transgressions no longer.
Yuri isn't a bad person. I asked him to go with me.
Ah, Yuri, you ruffian! You're coercing Lady Esteliz.
I love it so much.
No, this is what I really want. I'll go back to the castle. Just leave me be for a little longer.
I cannot allow that. Return to the castle with us.
I can't go back. Please understand this.
We have no choice. We'll have to apprehend the criminal as well.
Please. Please.
Oh no, we're all mixed up.
Kiss your freedom goodbye.
Oh, this is right. This is where we live. Over
I
it.
say, prepare to face the Imperial Knight's ultimate fighting
Because this is different, right? In the original, you don't learn it until after Heliord, I think.
Anyone can do it last time I
Oh
tried.
no, that's burst arts. Never mind. I'm just confused.
An overlimit?
It's a technique to increase your abilities while fighting.
So Scott.
How do you do it? You fool!
Yeah.
Hey Scott.
Sup, Scott?
But after that,
We're just wrapping up.
Yep.
I shall give you a non-stop ticket on the train of death.
Have I start getting set up?
Yeah, you can start getting this up.
All right, you attack the enemy, and that raises your battle spirit. Blast!
And I texted Scott. I texted Cam if he wanted to join us. And then other Scott here said he might join us later.
Oh yeah, your battle spirit goes up if you're attacked too. All right.
I'll blow you away.
Oh yeah, you're player 1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're Yuri right now.
Yuri.
Wow.
Let his power charge up anymore.
I've got you just where I want you.
Priest of innocent waters. Oh, caprice of innocent waters.
Got him. There we go.
Bokos.
I'm gonna hit you with my book. Oh, Rita's got like different attacks out of her neutral. That's interesting.
Get him.
Nice work, man.
Cool. We'll be coming back with Overlimit.
I can't go back.
That'll be very good for you because no casting times.
Mm-hmm.
What a shame.
Rita,
No mercy.
she says she's not going back, so get lost.
Yuri, it's them again.
Damn it.
Hey
They were
guys.
still out
Just assassins in broad daylight.
Yep.
It's so funny.
What is it this time?
What do you mean?
I'll explain later. Carol, which way is Nor Harbor?
It's west. West. You go over a meat hill, and Kapua Nor is right there.
All right, let's go now then.
But I can't.
All right, I should be all good.
Make a
Cool.
decision.
Cool. We're about to
Which
save.
do you really want to do? Keep traveling with us or go home?
I'm going to keep traveling.
So it's gonna be you, me, Scott, and
Scott might join later.
I might join later, yeah. I got some stuff I
And-
gotta take care of.
And I texted Cam, so he might jump in anytime.
With this sword, I shall protect.
Jared said he might have it. I don't know if he found out if he did or not,
Come on,
but
boys. Let's show them what the Imperial Knights are made of.
even if he did, he'd have to progress to the point that we're at.
we could just jump into his game and like
We
force-
might not be able to just jump in. Well, all things considered, no, we can do that. Never mind.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Cool.
We can get to all the places that he can get to.
Yeah, as long as it's early game places,
Yeah.
it's not a problem. Cool. Thanks for hanging out,
Cool,
everybody that
yeah.
watched us play Vesperia. This is so fun.
Always fun.
God, I
Always
love this game.
So good. So good. Thanks for co-oping it more with me, Alex.
Yeah, thank you for
Always.
co-oping with me, Scott.
Of course.
We will continue soon,
Yes.
hopefully. So,
And until then, stay tuned for some Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles coming up next.
yep.